for session 10. Does everybody want to just say who's here?
Everyone but Craig.
Or everyone now. There is no Craig.
Oh.
There is no Craig.
This is not the play.
It has been a while since we've all been gathered together here. Sense may be lacking. Okay.
No, Craig's lacking.
What was the last things everybody remembers?
I went to sleep.
We all got into the spaceship after Luminae said where we were going, and we still don't know where we're going.
And I had a bad feeling about it.
Yep.
Tried to hijack EJ's ship.
Yeah, you did that, yeah.
Because you were going... You were going a bit crazy.
Yeah, I went a bit crazy. We abandoned Sapher Zho.
Yes, you did.
He's
abandoned
we
on
left
Rishi.
him at his home. We didn't abandon him.
Totally abandoned him.
It's not his home.
It's where he lives.
Abandoned took you.
It's his job.
Abandoned
Which
on
we live.
request or just
No.
properly abandoned?
Well, actually, he abandoned us,
Dinged.
and then we left.
Yeah. Well then.
Oh,
He's on patrol. We didn't
You
abandon
abandoned
him.
him without saying, by the way, there's an armada possibly on its way. Give
I'm,
him back.
I'm sure we told the droid.
Oh,
Yeah.
We left a note.
No, I'm sure I went up to the
Wait,
robot and was
wait,
like, we need to go because there's things happening. I'm sure it is.
No, I think we thought about it, and then somebody.
Nico expedited a lot of the plot. Or should I say An Daar did, because I really should get in the habit of saying your actual names.
You ruined
I
everything.
didn't want to leave.
You
I mean,
ruined
like,
everything.
I mean, it was like rushing us away. I wasn't ready.
You weren't ready. I wasn't ready. Tried to run after him, running into the jungle after you running to stab EJ, and her just going, who wants the box?
I was just trying to knock EJ out. I wasn't trying to stab him. Just a friendly wee zap.
How do you knock him out with your lightsaber?
Because it's a...
No, how do you knock him out with your lightsaber?
By zapping a little bit.
That's almost precisely the way he said it.
Give him a wee poke.
So, a wee stab.
You all had a nice conversation
Give him a
about
light.
the holocron
Give him a
that
light.
were gifted from the temple. You then had more conversation. Serendipity and EJ and P3RV and Psi9 turned up on the Morrow, which is EJ's ship. You then told EJ to stay on the ship. You discussed in detail the holocron and whose holocron it is, hence the title of session 9 being Holocron Hindsight. And then you all decided that maybe we should go attack EJ. Oh wait, no, that was just An Daar.
After I made a nice breakfast.
I didn't want to leave.
You actually wanted to go speak to Sapher Zho. Sapher Zho had been away, and Namnit decided that like he's probably been away for quite a while. Like it's dangerous. He's talked quite a bit about sensors on the starship, quite a bit like life sign sensors, and then realised, oh, the jungle's full of life. That's a silly idea. So there is life. Is the answer to that one. Singling out his isn't really a thing you can do. And then EJ was quite panicked and found a transponder on the ship going, this is not mine. And then you went, oh okay, this is my lightsaber, I attack you. And then he pointed guns at you and then went, oh fine, screw this plan. P3RV, self-destruct, we'll just wait. There was a really tense standoffish moment. And then you all agreed to leave with EJ.
And I got a nice hat.
Reluctantly.
Well, basically it was that or stay.
Another one.
Well, when EJ and you guys landed, he gave his hat off to EJ because he bought it for EJ.
Let it fin.
That's what he bought. He bought it for EJ, and
Okay.
then he gave it to EJ. And then when he was looking for flares, he found a whole cabinet full of hats that EJ had on his ship.
I went, this is a perfectly good hat.
Rat bastard.
This is a perfectly good
You
hat.
remember
I'm
this.
I'm taking his hat.
For
So-
you were powered down on the
Oh.
Morrow the entire time.
Oh,
To explain your absence.
Nine.
So,
Oh, Sai 9.
I believe we ended with you as breaking orbit from Rishi.
We were reaching away.
Yes. I think as you are breaking orbit, the weight and pull of the what you had been through, not so much serendipity. I'll look that out. Because I think I'll get sued.
Morrows.
This is a parody.
This is for entertainment purposes only, no profit.
No profit will be made.
Yeah, we left the profit on the planet.
So, as you were breaking orbit, the 3 people who went through the trials of the temple actually feel very, very drained by the fact that they're being parted from the temple. In a very, literally I can't say it another way, drained. You've been drained, incredibly so. This is, as if someone is sapping energy from you. And actually, it's not like the way people normally be like, oh, I need to go back. It's not like that, it's just, you now realise how much it took out of you being there. Whereas now you're like, oh god, it's actually, everything's so much better. Oh, the pain, I need to sleep. So you're all very, very tired. None of that affects you in any way for you, Serendipity, because you didn't have to go through any of the stuff on the temple, which was great. You didn't have to argue about a box. I believe the Holocron is currently in possession of Luminae Penn.
Because he can't be trusted. Or Serendipity can't be trusted.
Who can be trusted? Ren?
Serendipity.
Me? And Penn? I trusted Penn.
So
I go into her bedroom and she's just got a red lightsaber and firing like I had a dream!
it's not my fault. So
You give me the books!
sleeping this many people on his ship isn't the most comfortable. It's doable, up to 6 people, but it wasn't designed as a passenger ship. It's designed as essentially a prisoner transport.
In his cells.
Yeah, so they're as comfy as you're likely to get. Probably comfier than the ground you had at the temple, and definitely psychologically more comfortable than the temple. But you 3 are very specifically tired, because remember it was the morning you had kind of woke up and spent about, I'd say it was probably a good couple of hours in the afternoon you had spent, so it's maybe about midday you left Rishi, so you haven't been up that long. So the fact that you 3 are tired is unusual. That's a big deal. As again, Serendipity is fine. You guys can go retire to your rooms, because we all know you fall asleep and you get dreams. We all know this. EJ isn't really talking to any of you, as you can probably imagine, because given he was attacked last session by his so-called friends,
I've never
and
once
his
claimed
best
to be
friend,
EJ's friends.
his best friend who raised a lightsaber to him.
Hey,
I'm sure I was
I've
like,
never once
stop
claimed.
that. Stop
I did
this
talk
thing.
him down.
I mean, you definitely did a good job of not blowing up on Rishi in a very short campaign. But yeah, so you have all, it's awkward on the flight, but it's also better than staying, especially now that you broke free of the orbit. You're now like, oh, I'm really glad I left. That kind of relief. Again, as I was saying, you didn't notice the wait until it was gone of that place. In terms of what the box did to each of you, nothing has changed. None of that has changed.
Box did nothing to me.
It's like, oh,
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Nothing has changed.
what did-
What I mean is specifically for Nico, when obviously I was saying that it made him feel certain things and it was his, that has not changed in any way. It's only the weight of the temple and the atmosphere of the planet. Beyond that, yeah, P3RV is happily piloting the ship away from Rishi. EJ is up in the cockpit with P3. EJ basically said, don't bug me for a bit. We'll go somewhere. At some point you will tell me where you want to go. I'll happily take you there, then we're done. Because he was not amused with what happened last time. And yeah, I guess we'll jump in there, I think.
Am I going to have to steal his ship?
I think for the sake of that, Serendipity, you can kind of be doing whatever it is you want to be doing in the meantime. I'm going to just go straight into what those 3 dream.
Cleaning my gun.
Yeah, I figured you'd probably be getting stuff out, and that kind of, people get awkward around things sometimes. I'm going to keep it to myself until things get not so awkward, because I don't really know why it's awkward. Also the attack, because obviously you don't know exactly what happened to the 3 of them. You've just had them argue about a box. At any point during that, Cyanide can come back online, because Cyanide's been offline the entire time, since the salvage mission and since the escaping Niska's fleet. But I'll deal with Cyanide and Serendipity after we've went through the dreams. So our 3 Force sensitives all go through dreams. And I'm going to start with Luminae, because, you know, you're closest to it. In every way. That's why when you fall, it will be the saddest. So, and again, forgive my voice because of every illness possible and hyperbole. So, you wake up to a dark room that stretches out into an endless black. You look down to see a maze far below you. You are high above the centre of the maze. It surrounds you with no visible end. There are no entrances to the centre, only huge circling walls. You can see Ren at one side of the maze and An Daar at the other, both wandering the corridors. As you notice them, you hear a faint voice say, "Our friends are lost. We should help them." You then hear another voice, different from the one you just heard, yet there's nothing notably different about the two. More confident, maybe? You could get lost if you leave the centre. You will not be able to help your friends if you are lost. The first voice says, "Let us help them find their way." The second voice says, "You should wait for your friends to find you." There is an unnatural quiet, as if both voices became distracted. Then there is an overwhelming feeling as both voices say at the same time. And then I've merged that entire sentence together, but it's, "Will we go find them?" Or, "I will stay with you." Your choice is, do you go? Or do you stay?
Should I stay or should I go?
Luminae.
Right, well, she would hesitate as she thinks over the options and then decide that she needs to actively go and help because they've actively helped her.
I'm so pleased because it's what we agreed on before.
Yeah.
So you choose to go help them.
Yep.
You slowly descend until you are hovering only a few inches from the ground. You hear the voice ask, "Shall we?" An ethereal figure takes form from the voice. A hand is outstretched to you. As you take the hand, your feet touch the ground, and as they touch, the circling walls suddenly stop. You notice a quiet as they stop, even though there was no noise from them before. You both begin to leave the centre of the maze. With each step you take, you can see the walls are not as tall as they once were. You believe these walls to be solid until you draw closer. You can see through them. The figure says, "Leave fear behind." You both walk through the wall and you wake up. So that was Luminae's dream. Who would like to go next? Ren?
Next, yeah.
Okay. Ren, you dream. So you wake up. And that's it.
You conquered your dreams.
I spent a lot of time on your dream.
Did you?
You just don't dream.
Yeah.
So you wake up and see a woman standing above you.
Sexy.
She offers you her hand to help you up.
Eh?
I can already note spelling mistakes in this piece of text. As you get to your feet, she says, "Stand, my disciple." Standing now, the room comes into focus and you are in the central chamber of the Rishi temple. You can see Luminae lying on the floor to one side. As you notice Luminae, the woman says, "She yet lives. You have other concerns, my disciple." And the woman points to the far side of the temple. As your head turns to look, the air grows colder as you see, rising to its feet, the Inquisitor. "His weapon is fear," says the woman. "You dictate his power over you, my disciple." You turn back to her, a rush of warmth fills you, and she holds a lightsaber out to you. "Do I face fear alone?" she asks you. What do? Do you take the blade? Or stand back?
I take the blade.
Anyway. You take the blade and stand with her. As you take the blade from her, she says, pointing to the Inquisitor, "Together we can end this thing, my disciple." You ignite the blade and run towards the Inquisitor. Let me just scroll. 'Cause that's quite a lot of books. You ignite the blade and run towards the Inquisitor as it runs to you. The woman by your side unleashes a torrent of bright orange light that strikes the Inquisitor with a thunderous noise. Hissing and crackling is heard. You can barely see through the bright light, your skin almost on fire from the heat. You can see the armour crack and break off the Inquisitor's body as it falls to its knees. struggling against the woman's attack. Strike now, you hear the woman. You raise your blade above your head, you hesitate for a moment, and you strike. Your blade connects with another blade, blocking your strike. You see An Daar, your so-called teacher, standing in between you and the Inquisitor.
Drama!
What?
He helps the Inquisitor to his feet. He strikes your blade, knocking your blade from your hand. Your head snaps around, frantically looking for it. You see the woman holding back the Inquisitor with her light. An Daar says to you, I saved you. I saved you then, and I save you now, only to become your end. It seems that we were both disappointments, and An Daar raises his blade to strike at you. Before the blade connects, he is washed in bright light. You feel the heat on your face. I will stop you, An Daar says, from the light as his voice fades behind the hissing and the crackling. The light fades, the woman approaches. Your friend. Your friend is a symbol of fear. He fled his fear and pulled you with him. You must unbind yourself from him or drown with him. You walk over to Luminae, pick her up, and walk with the woman out of the temple. You wake up with a sense of sadness, like you have now seen something for the way it is for the first time.
Told
And
you.
that was your dream.
Officer and a gentleman.
Yeah, that's what.
You were my brother, An Daar.
I did nothing. I didn't do this. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
I believe An Daar is dreaming that.
I believe An Daar's cocaine crazy.
You wake to find yourself in an ornate room. At its centre there's an intense orange light that reflects off the walls. A mixture of crystal and metal designs line the walls, ceiling and floor. You walk around this room, you feel that you are not alone, yet you see no one. This room is all but empty, barring the bright light in the centre. You look back towards the centre of the room. You think you can see something within the light. You move closer to the light. As you do, you feel warmer, less strained. You were right, there is something within the centre of the light. You believe you can reach it if you try. You move to one of the crystal walls and look outside. You can see Ren and Luminae arguing with you. They have both sided against you. You hear a voice say, "You have been there for Ren all his life, and he stands against you now. You need his strength, don't you, An Daar? Will you fail again? You think you can break the crystal if you tried. What do? Head to the centre to reach for whatever's in the light, or do you try to break the wall?"
Break the wall.
Of course you do. You begin to smack and bang on the wall with your hands. You crack it once. You keep hitting it over and over and over. Your hands begin to bleed. You see the crack grow as your blood-stained hands break the wall. You stand there with a rush of cold as it snuffs out the orange light from behind you. You are looking at yourself from the group that were arguing. As you turn back to Ren and Luminae, you hear them argue with you about you losing control, and you feel distant. You notice that they are both within the crystal room you broke free from. You have lost them for now. You must train them better. You must be strong for them. And you wake up. And you can all decide how you feel now. And you have now for the first time heard your dreams.
I feel like my worry was reinforced tremendously.
So I'll remind everyone that it's up to you guys what you want to share with that. I had a lot of fun writing that.
I had a dream in which you were a dick.
You were a dick in my dream.
Hey, train spotting! I knew you were bad. Taking me down.
This universe doesn't get that reference. Not for like many years.
Hey, shuttle
Far
spotting!
away.
Shuttle spotting. There you go. And I don't know. I'm so worried. I'm not telling anybody because I'm dead worried.
It's probably been quite a few. It's probably like maybe evening now, Psi 9. If you would like, you can wake up if you want now, and you guys are. You can be obviously. Well, you're all awake, but you can decide to be more social. There isn't much room on this ship. It's pretty close quarters as it is. So it's essentially like just a bit bigger than like a locker you'd have to yourself to basically lie in a bed. But it's going to all kind of meet in the kind of commune area where Serendipity and Cyanine would be. But I'll let Cyanine wake up with Serendipity first. So I think as you're working on your equipment and maybe like fine-tuning your legs, Serendipity, keeping yourself busy.
When are you
I
going
think
to
you
attach
might.
guns to your legs?
Wait,
I'm going to take rocket pistols. At least get some rocket busters. Rocket feet.
I love how we're more worried about arming like Serendipity.
Yeah, you could do like one of
in
those
my
scissor kick
ankles.
things and go.
Yes. You can do like ninja. Cyborg.
Seen Kingsman.
Yes.
Sword
that-
legs.
Yes.
It's a thing, Ryan. We all agree, so it happens.
Cannon.
There's a
The
comment
power of
thread in the
cannon.
group. I said my piece then.
You could have like riding like feet where you can hold swords with your heels.
So, back in the game.
This is in the game.
You hear the powering up noises of Cyanine.
What is your powering up noise sound like? Gracious!
Good morning.
How blaxploitation were we making Cyanine?
Let's science! 9 times!
I told you never to call me Black Thunder. Hello.
On that one.
Welcome on in.
Maybe you can just download different ones, like an alarm or
I-
something on a phone.
Yeah, like
Like different voices for the set now.
I'd love if like your science history is of like human experimentation and awful, and now you just wake up as going morning. Just all these images of human experimentation, or every race experimentation,
Oh, no.
and just horror as you wake up. Morning. That's why you're so cheery.
Yeah. Daily dose of awful.
Maybe it's because you forgoed memory wiping for quite a while, because droids memory wipe quite frequently, so they don't go crazy.
I don't do that. I
I
need
know
all
you
the
don't, which is
data.
maybe why you power down for like days at a time.
No memory wipes and no rests. Make cyanine something. Go crazy.
We also don't want that. So,
Yeah, uprising.
you power up. You see Serendipity sitting across from you. Your captain.
Good morning, Captain.
Morning.
I just kind of look about.
Well, you recognise the ship because you were awake to step onto the
Mhm.
ship. So you definitely know this is still EJ's ship. So as far as you know, you walked onto it, powered down, and you're still on, and you've powered back up.
How long have I been out, approximately?
It's probably been. It took about 2 days, like a day and a bit mostly to get there, and then they spent like about a day. So it's probably been about 3.5, 4 days. So you've probably been about. It's probably been about that, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Also, you can be in hyperspace currently for obvious reasons.
Okay.
She most likely would have an internal chronometer, wouldn't
Yeah,
she?
she would. She can
Yeah,
tell, like, you can
absolutely.
tell how long you've been out for. That's fine.
Aye, absolutely. Okay. What has occurred over the last 78 hours, 14 minutes, and 32, 33, 34, 35, 30 seconds?
We've got away from Nishka. He's probably hunting us, and we've collected the other 3.
Good.
They hate each other now, by the way.
Ah.
Something happened. I've not asked.
This is how I imagine Serendipity just being like, yeah, things happened. It wasn't so great.
That's a good thing for you all.
Wake me when I'm needed.
72 hours, 34 minutes, and 35 seconds. Yeah, that's her cycle. It's cycle.
It's
Draw itself.
them. Nest
Yeah,
safe.
you have a female voice. Is there like female appendages attached to this droid, or are you just like female voice, or are you neutral voice?
You could probably get like, I don't know, expansion packs or something.
Now that is
Like
that,
a 8
that-
track. Connecting your neck.
Yeah, they do a combined kit, which is like a voice, metal breasts. Kind of like.
adding like metallic hair.
Lonely. Want to jazz up your droid?
Buy expansion packs, if you know what we mean. Wattos! Come to Wattos for your expansion packs.
So, are you guys like leaving your rooms, or are you gonna like?
I'm leaving my room. I need to keep an eye on everybody.
Cool.
I just leave my room, and I'm just like,
Literally, it's get out of your locker,
yeah.
and you're in the main room.
And I just kind of stand at the wall, leaning, looking, watching, waiting.
I make eye contact with you and just kind of do that nod, raise your eyebrows, kind of.
And I nod and raise my eyebrows because my happy-go-lucky space adventurer charm is not there. I'm just like, too much going on. People going crazy. You trying to give people my shit. Someone else has my shit. I know. Like, I need. So someone has that box, and everyone wants that box. And I don't want the box because everyone wants the box, but I want the box, so no one else gets to get the box. I'm close to space in the box. But I just take position at the wall and I just wait. And I wait to see who goes where. Has he went to get the box while I've been asleep? Has she gone crazy with the box? Who has the box? Where did the box go? Serendipity, have you seen the box?
The internal monologue is fairly box-centric, I think. If a droid can look awkward, Cyanide does.
What?
Not since we left the planet.
And I just go, like, take a moment to go, calm down.
It's not like I'm panicking. Is he on the planet?
Shit!
Did you see An Daar going out the back of the ship? He's into hyperspace.
Don't wait for me!
Yeah, because obviously I had considered spacing the box. And I was like, would An Daar just, it's my box.
Goodbye, An Daar.
You want to take that risk?
Because you're not Keldor anymore. So.
Because
Because that'd be the thing.
Because it's not hyperspace, Keldor can survive. It's space.
Use
for
the force.
5 minutes.
So, yeah, I'm a little bit more relieved and just...
You definitely feel, like I said, given obviously you feel what I said about the end of your dream, the kind of almost sadness as if things weren't what you thought. I said that's the vibe you get. But in terms of stress and weight and atmosphere, everything is better than the temple. Much better than that planet.
Actually, that just reminds me of the tagline, because I considered one was Ren, an heir to the legacy he never knew. Because that's kind of what I get with him. He's like the teacher, but now I'm slowly learning he has nothing to teach.
Burn!
I wonder if that
Do not take that from him!
Where he said, your so-called teacher An Daar turns up.
Because I'm kind of like, you're like, don't use the force. I'm like, okay. I need to use the force all the time. It's like, not using the force almost got us killed. It's like, I had to use the force to press a button. If I didn't use the force, we would have been dead. Use the force. The force.
Some of you did die.
Not my fault.
That's why Thalia is like a miracle worker.
Yep.
Yes, so I sit and I'm just like composing myself, but not as worried as I was. I'm trying to not think about the book.
Yeah, if a droid can look awkward, I do. And I look kind of between the two of you.
And I take the moment to go, Cyanide!
Good morning.
How have you been?
Very, very well, sir. What has happened to you in the last 78 hours, 18 minutes, and 13,
And I just
14?
put my hand up, because I remember what Cyanide was like. And I'm just like, too much to say. I'm glad to see you're back and operational.
Thank you, sir.
It's good to have you back. Don't mention the money.
Don't mention the hat.
I just got a different hat on at this point.
The war.
I was going to segue.
Let's not. So,
Yeah, they're pretty slow.
We don't have segues.
yeah.
Space segues.
Who wants to appear next?
Spegue.
Luminae, Nico, both at the same time. And I meant An Daar and Luminae. Like, what?
If it's
You're a
easier
bit
to remember, he's Annie.
Nico in space.
Nico in space.
I'd probably just like kind of open up the room door or my locker.
Yeah.
Or whatever, but I'd probably just kind of sit in there. Just the wagon.
So like,
Don't wanna see
like
EJ.
you're part of the conversation, but you're not in the room.
Yeah.
The door
Well,
opens
EJ
itself.
is above.
You're still meditating.
EJ's on the level above this place. He's in the cockpit with P3. So he's not actually in the main kind of like. Essentially, it's a hold.
Another droid.
Yeah.
Another droid.
Yeah.
Clever droid.
You met the droid as the pilot.
Okay. Okay. as clever as me? Did I like him?
I don't
It,
know.
them, droid self.
You were like, droid!
Actually, I was going to say, we could flash back briefly to that. Like, no, let's not.
Other droids really turn me on.
This other droid is here. I can't handle this pressure.
It's not that. It was the very fact that like they're both chatty, like endlessly. P3 will be the fishtail type droid where it talks endlessly because of all the adventures him and EJ have had or not had. But we'll tell you anyway.
Pathological liar! I do not need this influence.
But when Serendipity went to try and get information about EJ and Niska from P3, P3 just rambled on about everything it possibly could, and then every now and then got really awkwardly quiet. Oh, I can't possibly say anything about that. And then he threatened the droid, obviously, and then didn't really get too much. He actually got quite a bit, or should I say, Serendipity got quite a fair bit of info about what had happened, enough to kind of go forward with. But then, you know, P3 was just like, leave the cockpit, it's off limits to passengers. At that point, it became very non-friendly.
So he pissed off the pilot. He pissed off the owner/pilot.
We ain't gonna be on the ship very long.
No.
No,
We're gonna take the ship.
You're so lucky EJ's nice enough to still let you guys come on his ship
Yeah.
and fly you off that
Of
planet.
course he is. We saved him.
He is the reason we're being wanted.
Oh, sorry?
He is the reason we're being hunted.
Yeah, and we still saved his
Is
life
it though? I mean, I'm
multiple
pretty sure
times.
you all have warrants from the
It's trouble.
Empire. I'm sure
He's
there's
the reason
reasons
why
to
we're
help
wanted by the dangerous hut. I'd rather be chased by the
you.
Empire.
You aren't.
Yeah! Yeah!
Remember,
Rude.
only Serendipity, Thalia, and Cyanine freed EJ.
Cyanide had very little to do with it.
So we
No,
can
I-
send these
You
people
paid
in.
money to help.
I'm just not my friend.
So if we take
Fine.
these guys back and get
I will
reward,
glass you.
I
You
can
dick.
get a ship.
Do you want to take on Serendipity?
So this is all in character, right?
I think I could take on Serendipity.
I will haunt every circuit you will ever own.
You've killed 500 people, don't you, Sly?
She has the biggest kill count.
Yeah.
Don't make it
You'll
501.
use my force
You see
against
what I
them?
do for you in this game? You're getting
Come back and you
You're just like,
even if it's magic.
I just remove that as a thing.
I whip his lightsaber from his hands.
No
and
one
push-
will ever catch me now.
Yeah, then you're in the airlock.
And you twirl your metal moustache.
Actually, technically guilty of genocide.
Casually.
Okay, back in the
Just
room.
another Tuesday
So-
for Cyanide.
And we're back there.
Right, back in the room. Luminae, you joining the room?
No.
Okay, cool.
Hell no.
No, I think when she would wake up, she would like think over the dream and think about how leaving the fear behind, and she'd look at the holocron
Okay.
because she still got it, and just kind of examine it and look at it because that was part of what she was afraid of, and she's kind of thinking over everything while she's looking at the holocron.
Okay. Cool. Are you wanting to meditate on the holocron, or you just wanting to like just be in thought while holding it?
I think just in thought because.
I love that the other two force sensitives are cringing.
No, she's not like she doesn't even know that meditating on it would get any information.
know if you're cocaine crazy?
She's thinking over everything and thinking over what essentially her life is now turning into
Yeah.
because of all these options she's
So you're
never
just
had
kind of like sitting
before.
going,
Yeah, like
Oh.
the thought, the meditation balls you get where you just move it in your
Yeah.
hand. She's just kind of sitting thinking while holding the holocron rather than thinking of the holocron.
okay, cool. It definitely feels colder than it ever did before.
Mhm.
There's nothing odd
Mhm.
because it is a metal cube
Mhm.
that you're holding. That's not particularly weird, but obviously on the planet it wasn't as cold.
Uh-huh.
Like there wasn't really a temperature to it on the planet. It was just. It
Mhm.
also wasn't as heavy.
Mhm.
Like it is heavy now, but not that odd for it being a metal cold box.
Mhm.
But nothing else happens.
No.
But you can be in deep thought.
But yeah, that's what
When I don't see Penn come out of a room, I'm just like, is she okay with that box?
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Let's try and be like, obviously you can have your micro
Yeah.
descriptions, but let's try and keep our dialogue in character, just to see how crazy it gets.
Do I know about the box?
No.
What box?
I just look at Cyanide and go, the box.
At this point, my head really kind of popped out my room.
The box.
Zabrak head leans up.
Do you? Are you like,
The box.
oh, I wish I could just force close his door.
You can try. You've got force move, do you not?
I do, but I wasn't sure if I could do that. Oh, I'm so tempted.
Try it for the drama.
But the last time I tried it, nothing happened.
Oh
See what
well.
happens there. Second time's a
No,
charm.
because I want to see how it reacts.
Okay.
And I got to Penn's locker. And I was like, I could just force open her locker, and I was like, actually, that's the bad one. That's the one.
That's the worst
That's
thing.
rude.
I was like, wait, no, that's rude. Just go chap.
Look at the effect this box has had on Ren already.
I'm panic. I'm like, Ren is genuinely panicking because he's been like, he's just had fear. He's had running faster than he's ever ran before, but
Yes.
never moved.
Yep.
Yeah. I
I've a lot to catch up on.
Yeah. So, like, they've had their things, but I feel like I've went through a lot with going through nothing at the same time, and it's very confusing.
Yeah, because you ran very fast like whenever. You felt force move work on the box, but
Mhm.
then the box didn't move.
So I'm
You pushed a button once.
yeah, I'm quite afraid of the Force because it seems to not obey my command, which is kind of what I thought it would do.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it kind of does help me, but it doesn't seem to be helping me when I'm telling it to help
Did
me.
you notice in the dream you never used the force?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I did. I'm just flailing with that saber. So I chap.
So she stands up and should I be in first person or third person? I keep switching
Whatever you
between the two. Oh yeah.
Like, remember, you can describe things in third if you want, and
Oh.
then just for dialogue, switch to first. It's probably easier.
Yeah. So she kind of looks around at the door and stands up and opens the door, still holding the holocron.
Morning.
Hi.
How are you?
I've slept. Sounding so grateful.
Me too. How's the holocron?
She just sort of holds it up and like just points at it. Same as always.
Everything's okay?
She nods a bit confused. I'm like, yeah.
You see veins all over her face.
Or sleeping.
And I just go.
Oh, so she's upside down.
She's actually, her body's facing away from me. It's her neck still just turned around, facing at me. I'm just like, okay, okay. And again, I'm just like, what's happening to me? Why am I so? I don't like this. Okay, I'm gonna go check on Annie.
So literally, you just turn around on the spot.
Yeah, just walk
to his
just
open
turn around.
room door.
Before you go, she kind of tip your head and go, "Are you okay?"
No. No, I'm not. And just wonder, or turn away. How do you feel?
Conflicted, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that I felt pretty conflicted at this moment in time.
I feel like we're a couple who's fallen out. I don't know.
Well, you are in a way.
Yeah.
You
It's like,
you should basically like.
who apologises?
Like, how long has it been? It's been quite a few years you've been running together. Like,
Yeah.
what age were you?
I was
what
like
age are you now?
5 and I'm about 25, something like that.
Yeah, so like it's been like 20 years.
Yeah.
I think it was 20 years she's run the run or something. Or 30 maybe for the purge. I can't remember exactly what we. It was the distance between the purge happening and after
Yeah.
A New Hope. So it's that length of time you've been together.
I just look at them and go, me too. I feel better now that we're off that planet.
Yeah, I feel less heavy.
Are you just standing in the door, or
No, I'm just like kind of cross-legged, sitting in a little collar
Right.
box.
I put my hand out and go, breakfast? Like, help you up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a holocron.
I'm assuming that I'm still getting like called up, pulled by the holocron, but at
Yeah,
this point in
like
time, I'm
everything's the
trying,
exact same.
yeah,
like-
but at this point in time, I'm trying to actually resist it because
Like the whole, as the temple isn't again it's that kind of, you know, when you take your shoes off after like a long day and you realise how bad your shoes were as soon
Yeah.
as they're off. That's the feeling from leaving
Does he feel
the temple.
stronger?
But
Like,
there's literally nothing has changed in your pull to the box. The holocron is yours.
right,
It's yours.
yeah, at this point in time, I'm kind of trying to resist that. Yeah, because the dream kind of, it's like,
What do you like? I mean, how do you feel about the dream? I mean, you were in the box, of sorts. You broke out of the box,
living in the box.
and then you looked back and saw they were trapped in the box.
I would probably feel the exact same way as I did in the temple when I'm like kind of, you know, like fighting the Inquisitor and whatnot, and then they're seeing stuff, and I don't think I've got.
I mean, you didn't give in to fear,
Yeah, but I don't did I?
did you? I mean, you just sat and overcame your fear.
Yeah,
You didn't
pretty
take
much.
up arms against an enemy.
Neither did I.
No, you both ran at the Inquisitor.
No, I ran to protect her.
You fought back.
Yeah, that's not giving in to fear.
Oh, wait.
Overcoming fear.
I
Certainly give it to you.
You can sell it how you want. It was bought a certain way.
But yeah, like I said, I'm kind of trying to resist the urge of the box with the holocron at this moment in time. So yeah, I'd accept his hand, try and repel this situation a little bit.
Cool. You'll be on 4 strain.
Okay.
So just track that.
Okay. Can do it.
Everything that had strain, everything before, that's all gone. At some point, we'll need to look up healing droids. I know it's mechanics to actually catch up, but I mean over time, I don't know how much of self-repair they have. There probably is something,
Cool.
but if somebody could find out that'd be great.
You forgot.
I'm gonna be.
No, I didn't. I spelled it wrong. I wrote PSY
Alright.
and not SCI.
Yep. Science. Science.
No.
Science.
Science!
Science.
I mean,
Science
like,
bonus
psychic.
9.
For some reason.
9 sciences.
I'm gonna be standing behind you and just go. You two. Good.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can you just
I
kind
wait-
of
I-
wait for me?
Yeah, no, I literally wait for him to reply. Because I'm okay with him, but I don't know what he did. The box.
When I see his face though, I will just say like, fear leads to the dark side. Or just kind of walk on.
And
You know, he opens, you go, you okay? No, I'm not okay. You go, okay, breakfast, like, fear leads to the dark side. Just like leave out like the most cryptic kind of
No,
Kosh style answers.
I can see that he's like just kind of looked around at me worried.
Yeah, but
I'm
lunch has already begun.
if
It's
you-
too late for the pebbles to launch.
assuming you're wearing like quite a worried look.
yeah,
Okay.
like
right, so-
not just worried about you, but just worried. But as he walks past saying that, I just reply, "So does possession." Passive aggressive. Sweaty hands.
I was like, if you're gonna do physical actions, describe them.
Yeah, I would stick my thumb up.
As you walk, like just
You're right, kid.
as you walk away.
And I just go to do my usual making him breakfast to see what
Sure.
he has and make breakfast. Try and
There isn't much in the way of like facilities, but there's enough to make something that's edible on the ship. It's not the most. There's not like a fancy kitchen or anything, but there's like machines that cook things, built in microwaves, space microwaves and such.
I'll make some space
No,
breakfast.
That's not. Thank you. Alan.
Breakfast.
So, let's not accidentally become racist or offend people by merging words on the fly. So you went up behind him in a stealthy way there, Serendipity? Flank, flank, flank.
Not particularly stealthy.
This is when you get sponges and tape them to your
I
feet.
get sponges.
Stealth sponge.
Some memory phone.
You just get the land speeder technology for the underneath of your feet.
This is great, you can't hear me clank. Literally, you're the project. You know that, right? Serendipity is going to be like become the Iron Man of the group. Jhones?
Have you met Miss Jones?
I don't know much about this dark side, but you two were friends and you seem to have drifted apart. You should probably sort that shit out.
You're right, kid.
And I put my hand on Serendipity's shoulders and I go, I'm trying.
But you get the yellow pages and then you reach them.
How tall?
I'm like only like 6'2" or something.
Yeah, Zixter's still tall.
Yeah, and I'm like 6'2" or 6'1".
Nah, you've actually shrunk since your time in the temple.
Running too fast on this ball.
You burst
My heels.
So,
When I'm making dinner, I make some for breakfast. I'm making some for EJ.
okay.
Can I
Did you
wait?
take it up to?
Yes, I do.
Screw that guy.
I'm gonna go with you.
Okay.
If we need to.
Clank, clank, clank.
Serendipitous.
Clank,
Oh,
clank, clank.
how serendipitous. There's a cravat to that though.
A cravat.
Yeah, don't.
No.
We've covered this game. This is a running joke. He thought it was cravat, and I was like, "You mean caveat?"
See, I have to use them all the time in work. I have to caveat everything I do differently.
Yeah.
So it's a word that I know. Like,
Yeah.
The biggest issue was
A
that
lot.
I knew it was caveat, but I wasn't
Yeah.
saying it as cravat. It was one of those
Fair
weird
enough.
things. So just a joke.
Language is
So,
good.
so yeah, we'll walk into the cockpit then, and either throw him the pre-cooked packet of space food, or hand him a bowl of space food, whichever it's.
Well, it's probably like a six bowls. That says you put the bowl in, then you put the packet in, and you go or whatever. And it makes it that way. That sounds like space noodles.
Like Spy Kids, where they put in the pellet, press the button, and it's a chicken.
Or
As
like
you
in the new Star Wars with the powder and the water
Yeah.
and
it
the
makes
bread.
space bread.
Space bread. That's a real
bread.
thing. That's a real bread.
You were warned. You were warned.
I like
I'll-
this. Portmanteau, like
I'll
mad.
break the guard.
No.
As you head up, because it's like a kind of ladder thing, you climb up to get to the next level.
I just force athletics up.
Like you hear, roll it. You hear, you hear P3 just like reiterate what you didn't hear or would have heard from when Gib threatened it. It's like the cockpit is off limits to passengers. Please descend. And then like you hear EJ kind of like, because EJ's lying back between his seat and he's got his feet up on his console and he's got his hat, this fancy hat you got over his eyes, and he looks up and he's like, shut up, P3.
Okay, I climb in, and I don't hand it directly to him. I just put it down on his keyboard, dashboard
I'm
helmet,
just gonna stand at the door.
for him, and just go thank you for getting us off the planet, and just like start to walk.
Like, thank you for eating my food.
Then I'm like, you're welcome. It's a nice hat, and walk out.
It kind of does that. There's not really any kind of joy in him. Like they're normally there's almost that kind of cheeky look that he normally has with him. He doesn't really have that. It kind of looks kind of done, like really tired. And this is the first time he's ever looked tired. Normally he's always like covered up, like, no, I'm EG, I'm amazing, you know. But no, he's kind of just like, eh. But it was like, it was happy you brought him food, but it didn't. There was no like look of that. It was just, you know, he needed to eat, but just avoided you guys downstairs because these are all weird. And tried to attack him.
Not all.
He's also maybe he has other things in his mind. Maybe there's a lot more things going through his
What
mind
have you
than
done?
you guys.
And what have you done? What have you both done?
Good things.
There's only so many fires I can try and put out.
Progress.
At least she has no
Speaking
issues.
of which, the ship catches fire.
It's progress. It's been a bit more serious right now. It's a good thing.
I
fun. It's like,
I squeeze past Serendipity and do the slide down the ladder, and just look at An Daar and go, "What did you do?"
no comment. It's like, no comment.
He says with his eyes.
Yeah, he says with his eyes.
Will someone tell me what has happened in the past 78 hours, 43 minutes, and 29, 30, 31 seconds?
Found a magic box. He wants the magic box. Then he attacked the guy who owns the ship, and then we had to get off the planet.
Just kind of sigh and walk into a corner. Sit down.
The room is round. Just to be
very
much of a dick.
walking round the walls.
And and I just go, does anyone know where we're going? I say that out loud to everyone, and I go, Jhones, ask where we're going.
Do you make it to the top? Obviously, he slid past you.
Before I ask where we're going, I'm going to apologise to EJ on behalf of our spiky-headed friend.
Okay, I just say that to him.
I apologise on behalf of
I can only apologise. I understand that our spiky-headed friend tried to hurt you to gain control of the ship, I believe.
Had reasons. It's not my fault.
I don't know what happened to them on that planet, but they seem different. I don't think it's something you need to worry about in the future. I know that's not going to change anything now, but we can keep you two apart for now, let's say. Where are we going?
EJ kind of looks up at you and then kind of just stands and stares at you, like sits his bowl down and takes his hat off and just kind of looks up and just puts the hat on your head. And he's like, it doesn't obviously quite sit right, because obviously, it's for humanoid like heads, and you've got your leku. But it kind of like sits so that it kind of sits here, and it's like, Miss Jhones, life changes all of us. Some too much. I don't like him. You don't like him. I have other concerns. This accent's gonna go, by the way. Like it's terrible as it is. I am going back to Nar Shadaa. Nar Shadaa is where I have business. For everyone that has forgotten, Nar Shadaa is where you were all arrested originally.
I want to go to Nar Shadaa.
They'll have some cheap ships in Nar Shadaa.
So he's got the Nar Shadaa bottles in
Nar Shadaa.
I'm going cocaine crazy for those spaceships.
Cocaine crazy
We,
cats.
my business is in Nar Shadaa. I will go there, I will drop you off, and then we will go our separate ways. I appreciate your apology, Miss Jhones. You are my very good friend. Try not to go London.
I was going to say,
Time to
okay
go
there,
London.
Londo.
Like the hat is now like, you can kind of lay claim to this hat. This is your hat now.
That's my hat.
Oh my
Your
God!
There are holes in it.
Nope. It's EJ's gift to Miss Jhones, because Miss Jhones rescued him. Look, I am eternally grateful that you were willing to put your life on the line and your credits for me.
I rescued him. I threw him off the
You
station.
should have said that to him when you were upstairs. Instead of being cocaine crazy downstairs, you got a box.
I told everybody that he was in that. So.
You're the worst at cocaine crazy.
Yeah,
Don't even. I can't even look at you. You attacked me.
I'm going to take my glasses off just so you're blur.
Alright, out of character, are we happy to go to Nar Shadaa, or do we want me to come down, have a discussion, determine somewhere
You need to tell
else we
us.
can go, I know, and ask him to drop us off on route before I come down and start that?
Well,
Are we happy with Nar Shadaa?
when we were leaving, Luminae shouted to Namnet that we should try and go somewhere, but we never actually decided where somewhere was.
Yeah.
I looked through everything I could find and couldn't find a decent planet, but we have that option if there's somewhere that you guys would rather go. If
There's
you
always Tatooine.
Cheap shit.
I love Tatooine.
Is there sand on Nar Shadaa?
No.
Hold on. We were arrested where?
Nar Shadaa.
Nar
Nar
Shadaa.
Shadaa.
My ship is most likely impounded where?
You don't know anymore.
Nar Shadaa.
But it was-
I'm going to finish that sentence.
The ship yous worked on previously was impounded, because that's, I believe, how you were arrested for smuggling on Nar Shadaa.
Kimi.
Yes.
Kimi.
K1M1
So-
is on the ship yous worked on, possibly still in Nar Shadaa. Or maybe it's moved on since then. It's been a while.
I'm looking for Kimi.
Are we going with that plan, and do you want me to make the decision, or do we want me to come down discussing character?
Also, the ISD Renaissance was in Nar Shadaa, and so is the night flight where you were all locked up in Median, because all that happened. You know that.
I'm fine either way. Go for it.
Well,
Yeah.
you had no problems on Nar Shadaa.
No, I didn't.
Would you take, like, your character take that decision on herself, or would she? Because, you know.
Because at the
I'm
end,
against it, but I know you
Well,
want your
to
ship.
kind of recap for
So that's
everyone,
why I'm doing it out
especially
of character, because I
for-
wouldn't do it.
for Emma's benefit, Nar Shadaa is called the Smuggler's Moon. It orbits Nal Hutta. Nal Hutta is where the huts come from, and that's like what the kind of Hut Grand Council is. So the huts are like Jabba the Hutt, etc. They kind of run the crime of space, and
Okay.
obviously Niska is one of them.
Niska is on his big floaty pirate spaceship
His
dock
big
thing
capital
because he doesn't like the ones on.
You don't know every.
We
reason.
don't know that.
You technically know very little because Serendipity spoke to P3 and didn't tell anyone.
Right.
So that's a thing.
Do we know that Niska is out there because he doesn't like them on there?
Would you like to roll a knowledge check? Underworld knowledge. And we
I-
can maybe do our first roll of the session turn.
I would love to, but I don't know how. What am I doing?
Okay,
Tell
well,
me what I'm
what
doing.
knowledge skills do you have? Let's go through the character sheet.
Probably very
They're
not
over
many.
here. Underworld's near the
I
bottom.
don't have underworld knowledge.
I have Underworld.
You
but
could
it
do an
doesn't-
intelligence check if you wanted.
No.
I do have intelligence
4 days.
for days.
Would you like to do that?
Days with a Z. Yes, please.
Right, cool.
What do I do? Someone put it in
now,
my hand.
Before that happens, how much do you feel you would know about Niska? Like, in sense of signings, life, obviously you've worked with him, like, that was like, maybe your first or second job with Kula Bamba?
I think, generally speaking, I would probably know kind of tabloid headline amounts, but considering that the latest mission was for him, I
And you were
would
specific,
have.
like, you were picked because of your talents to get data.
Yeah,
That was why you were on that mission, to
Because-
get to him.
because of my obsession about knowing things,
Yeah.
I would probably have at least looked into him.
Yeah, okay, cool.
A-
It's just,
a
I like
bit.
giving everybody like a chance to obviously justify what they feel they would know, then they can roll and find out how much of that's true.
Do droids have like? Do they just like plug into the HoloNet or whatever and download news, or do they still?
It's the same as like everybody else, they have to deal with everything in a normal, how it's accessed. Remember the Galnet or the HoloNet or whatever you want to call it is all controlled by the Empire now, so it's not great access anymore. It's all very like controlled.
Is it
So-
like one of those news apps that you can get on your phone where every so often it'll just be like breaking news? Da 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 da.
Not
that is-
really.
that is how
The
droids
Empire
live.
keep that really kind of
Terrorists attack space station.
like it's very much a very controlled network. It's why information has to kind of be passed word of mouth almost. It's that bad in space.
Okay.
Hence why in 30 years the existence of a massive religion that spanned thousands of years was wiped out and nobody knew about it after a couple of generations. That's how bad it is. There's also like no paper in Star Wars. Everything's datapad.
Shall I roll? Shall I roll?
Right, so
I can
you have
roll it.
4 of them.
Aye.
And I'm going to give you that. Let's clear this. And
Ooh.
Nice.
let's pair them off.
Nice.
Are we good?
Very nice.
Alright, so that stays. So that's 3 successes and threat. So the threat can just be strain. So take 1 strain,
Okay.
and that's probably from.
Thinking.
It's not. It's more to do with. You know the problems that will come from this.
Okay.
Of dealing with Niska. So your goal there was to work out why Niska was kind of not with the huts.
Yeah. Aye.
You've maybe looked further into Niska than anybody else who, because you may be able to, because you can hack more things. So you've looked into his details quite a bit, and like you know that Niska was once a member of the Hut Council.
Aye.
That was a big deal. They're all like the crime family bosses type thing.
Mhm.
It's very mafia. And you also know that Niska made a play
Mhm.
to take the head of it. He basically wanted to be in charge of the Hut Council. And then something went terribly wrong. And now Niska lives on the Adelaide that's constantly moving and never stays in one place and isn't part of the Hut Council anymore.
Okay.
And all this happened as Alto the Hut, who was in charge of the council, died. So Alto the Hut died. Next person was to be chosen to lead. Niska made a power play that didn't work, and then was exiled
Okay.
by all the Huts.
Okay, so seeing as he is probably hunting us down, being near to where he is not welcome would probably be a-okay as far as...
Why do you think EJ? is plotting a route straight to Nar
Yes,
Shadaa.
that does make a lot of sense.
Doesn't it just?
I agree.
EJ isn't just a pretty face. He's two pretty faces. And a fancy hat.
When
Pimple chin.
it comes to whether we should go to Nar Shadaa or not, I'd rather you just do what Serendipity would do.
Aye.
If you want, Cyanine can just reiterate, or do you want to wait till she's finished in the cockpit?
Yeah, go for it. You make your
Because
decision.
I'd rather you
Cap
just
down.
make it, because
Yeah,
I'm
like
fine
Serendipity,
us
she's
not
Serendipity
knowing.
upstairs, and then
Character wise, I wouldn't, but I know you need your ship.
No,
That's
like,
why I
well,
did it.
I was
I
gonna
was
say, there's
I'd rather,
forget
like,
that.
even
Like,
just from
forget
that explanation, I'd rather you just went with whatever Serendipity do and,
Yeah.
and like screw the meta game.
Yeah, we're fine.
Because there's always
Yeah.
there's a very high chance he isn't going to give
Also,
a crap
don't
or
worry,
waste
I'm
it.
looking after the script, don't worry.
Yeah.
I know what's going to happen.
Well
Don't worry,
done.
one.
Yeah, I thought it might. Anyway, right, okay.
no.
Right,
It's
back
so
in
dark.
Shake
Couldn't
it, you're
drop
like-
us off on the way, could you?
Where?
Anywhere but Nar Shadaa.
What is wrong with Nar Shadaa?
We...
You obviously had business on Nar Shadaa. That's where you were arrested.
You're aware, then, that that's exactly where they're going to be looking for us. Why would we go back
They never
there?
look where you were caught. Nobody would be stupid enough to go back. That is exactly what's the smartest way. We have to be there. We must not get caught. Those are the two most important. I am very drunk. He's now like staring straight past your shoulder, but he thinks he's staring straight at you.
Any moon will do. Any
Not any-
inhabited...
Excellent. Nar Shadaa is a smuggler's moon.
Understood. But Nar Shadaa.
Try talking to the droid. I know you're such a good reporter.
The droid's only going to listen. There is no...
I know, just to see if there's anywhere you can drop us off, because I don't know.
I think that Luminae should try and follow up what she said before they went to Namnet, but I still don't know where she would
Where don't know she's kept?
suggest. I think all of them have been used. Did you not have one? Yeah,
Need one?
right.
Mine's empty.
Yeah.
Is that?
Does anyone have a suggestion of where to go that Luminae could have said? Because I searched
Keep in
everywhere,
mind, you can always try and get transport. I mean, some of you have a lot of money. You can always just pick transport up from Nar Shadaa away again.
True.
Like, just as an option, I'm not saying if you go to Nar Shadaa, you will be stuck.
I need to get astrogation.
To describe Nar Shadaa as well, Nar Shadaa is the smuggler's moon. It's like a huge, like the moon's basically like a huge city. It's very cyberpunky in the sense that it's very neon colours everywhere. It's debaucherific. It's where lots of donkeys
Space
make-
Space Vegas?
people go there. Yeah, it's kind of like what happens in Nar Shadaa. Nobody really wants to know anything.
Nobody else.
Yeah. Bounties may go to hide there, bounties may die there, bounty hunters will be there. It's a very good way
Bountiful.
Bounties
Yeah.
may die there, that's what we should all be thinking
Uh,
of right now.
It's a wretched hive of scum and villainy, basically.
Yeah, but it's very like tall buildings, dark alleyways, dodgy pubs and nightclubs, and no one's probably nice there.
It's pretty much criminal corners.
But it is like black market, like gold.
But there's no sand. And I'm kind of on sand at the moment.
I like
It's kind of a thing.
Sand's good.
I
You don't need
hate
sand.
sand.
We'll pause all the discussions of downstairs until we're done upstairs.
Aye.
So Serendipity. He's pretty set on going to Nar Shadaa. Also, since you don't have anyone in mind, he's like, Nar Shadaa will do. It is a moon.
Fine, we will make do. And then I'm gonna go.
As you like head back, like as you're about to kind of climb down, he kind of he slumps back in his chair. He's like, Miss Jhones, you are always welcome on my ship.
EJ. Can I go through your wardrobe? We're gonna need disguises.
You're always welcome. Good, because I have all your things.
Excellent. I will help myself.
He looks for he's like, Miss Jhones, I don't think I have your size, but you may have a look.
We can make do, if you don't mind.
There are one or two items that I may want to move from the wardrobe before your innocent, beautiful eyes see them. So let me know when you want to look. I will clear my wardrobe up for you,
No
Miss
problem.
Jhones.
Thank you. I will tell the rest of the crew what the plan is. And then I'll head downstairs. Or down the ladder.
He just wants in your
Clack,
pants.
clack, 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 clack.
Roboplants. Roboplants. Please remove your roboplants.
As you like head down, you hear the robot can go, oh, finally.
Is it a ladder?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this like
Yeah.
Yeah!
And it sparks everywhere. It ignites the ship. The ship blows up.
I love how we're the two characters who would do that. Like we're just like.
This is
This
like
is
the
how
first
you
time you've ever
get
seen
down a ladder.
Serenity do something like Serendipity story, do something almost like personal and for fun.
Yeah.
Serenity, what kind of?
I know it's you have plagued me by saying that. Every time you call her Serenity, I always go, it's Serendipity, damn it.
And now I'm
Ruined
like, no, I know she's Serendipity. I don't say it, and you're like Serenity.
Yeah, you've ruined it.
Serendipity, because now she's very serendipitous.
Serendipity has finally done something fun for herself in the first time in the RP where she slid in a ladder cool style. But
Cool
yeah.
Cool style.
No, I just thought it was the coolest.
Coolest.
Cool runnings.
Have you joined the rest? Are you
The
still-
the door's open. She's not.
Like she's not left you. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I was just making sure I knew where everybody was.
Alan.
But just, I've not got a bin for it, but just put it on the side and I'll put it in recycling later.
Alright, so while she's upstairs,
Uh,
because that was maybe a good 5-10 minute conversation, what's everybody talking about downstairs?
I'm handing out the breakfast.
Breakfast is sufficiently handed out.
You've missed this. I make breakfast.
Okay, cool.
I
I know.
I was
You
gonna
missed
have
nothing.
I was gonna have a check of her and see if she needs mechanics.
I don't know if you do yet because I need someone to look up healing rules for the droids.
I'll
If
do
you
that
wanna-
later.
Do you want to make small talk and I'll just do it now.
Small talk.
I will be back in a moment.
Yeah,
I will
sure.
make this optional.
Is anybody actually making small talk? Or is everybody just kind of awkwardly...
Well, you can talk to them.
Yeah.
And you can talk to, obviously, she's just slid in a ladder, I guess.
I think...
Because if breakfast is the only thing that really happened, everybody might be quiet for eating that while she's upstairs talking to EG.
Yeah, well, if everybody's kind of silent,
So if
Cyanide's gonna whistle,
Okay.
but just a little bit like a teapot, like a,
Oh, so
like
Just one tune.
just to
Oh no.
just like.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'll be getting very irritated.
Oh yeah, no,
at this
no,
point
I'm
in
like,
time.
It's kind of awesome though, that you have to get people to talk.
I'm like eating and I'm like, is there something wrong, Cyanide?
Oh no, not at all.
Would you please stop that?
Of course. Sir.
I just go, why? Whistling.
You don't really know anyone but Thalia and Serendipity as well, because obviously those were briefly on the planet on Tatooine, and then they didn't come with you guys on the salvage mission. It was obviously just Thalia and Serendipity. And Serendipity is the only one that claimed any form of title.
Actually, I asked Cyanide, why are you here? There's a moment where I just went, oh, it's
Who you?
Cyanide. Wait,
Who you?
why Cyanide here? Weren't you? What happened to the Twilla La Bamba?
I had gathered all the data I could there.
So
You just got
you're here now.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm happy to have you. And to start to eat again. When you don't whistle.
I once met a human that said that whistling was an excellent way to fill silences.
Whistling a tune?
Don't do that again.
Annie, shh. Whistling a tune.
A tune?
Whistling like what you were whistling is disconcerting.
Oh, I see.
Like
A
hum,
tune.
like humming. You know, like the jizz music.
entertaining music.
It's real.
Don't laugh at the jizz music.
It's Bith Jazz. Just called Jizz.
Do you not like jazz music? Because I will jizz all over you with that music. You're like, I'll just play it at you. Stay on target.
Target.
And the defences.
So what happened with, well, our captain?
Breakfast.
We are headed back to Nar Shadaa.
What?
Yeah, like, I wonder what.
Kimi?
Not my first choice, but he seems pretty determined.
Why would he head back to Nar Shadaa?
Why was he there in the first place?
I don't
They're
want
two
to
separate questions, Jones.
Luminae, do you wanna, like, are you going to pipe in at that point?
Probably the same.
You're the only one that saw his record.
Yeah.
You were the arrest record person.
I think I would just check with it, like, you don't want to know. It's just, well, if we're going there, let's just work out how to get away as soon as we can once we're there.
If we're running to Nar Shadaa, who are we running from? Because we don't know.
Well, we don't
Like,
a proper explanation on this guy.
Oh,
Did we?
You can partly
Did we get a proper
I think
explanation on this guy?
self-repair.
I don't
No,
think like a proper in-depth
Hence
one,
why
did we?
that's my question. Is, who is he so scared of that we're running back to where we were all caught? And I look at Penn for confirmation that he was caught in Nar Shadaa.
These are all
It's not.
So you're all criminals. Have I known this?
We were never. We were. The charges were never fully. We were not put in jail completely for our full sentence.
I
We
made
were
a
let.
stupid-
We were let go for behaviour.
I made a stupid mistake. I won't make it again.
So did I. I got caught.
I was with her.
Really, she's the one to keep an eye on.
What
She's just
What
like,
did you do?
Oh yeah, you were in the presence
You
of
can't
that,
just ask someone what they've
Yeah.
done. An Daar.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
doing his
Says the
underground
toaster.
doctor.
From what I can gather, Cyanide, she's a smuggler without a ship. So I'd be careful of anyone like that.
I think she would just smile at that as she'd actually come into the room and sit down, so she's not walking, just walking.
And I like slide over her bowl of breakfast.
Space noodles.
Space noodles,
Noodles.
space ramen, salmon. So yeah,
Did you walk in with a box?
Oh, I meant to say actually, because she's got concealing robes on, she just sort of slips it into
Yeah,
her
that's good
pocket and
because I
says,
don't want to see it right now. I'd probably ask you to
No,
leave it in the room.
As she gets closer, though, you know the box is closer. That's the thing that you know. You can't see it.
I'm loving this table. It's very breakfasty. And like I feel this is where Ren is sitting, and I'm very much like blah 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 blah. Keep an eye on him. She's coming. She's here. Box. The box is back. Happy Chatter is gone.
So I would kind of just like,
Just remember EJ's words of advice. You should never listen to a small box. Once a small box promised me I would be rich.
yeah, I would probably just be kind of like rubbing my eyes at this moment in time, like kind of looking pretty stressed in the face. So, yeah, I feel it. Probably ask Penn if she could just like, leave the box in a room away from me,
Take
please.
4 strain.
What?
Take 4 strain.
Take first strain. Okay, I'm gonna be taking a lot of strain in this. I'm gonna like, pass out.
I was gonna say you're willing to I don't you're totally welcome to resist the box. It doesn't want to be resisted.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Can I see the strain?
Can you describe it to me? How's this draining you? Like the fact that you're obviously you can't just be like, oh, cool, get away from me. Like you can't. You need to describe it in a this. You can want rid of it, but you don't want rid of it.
My face is looking pretty agitated.
Do
My
I-
face
Keep
is
in mind you've already taken 4 strain earlier from like being happy it was away from you.
probably sweating a bit as well.
Yeah.
As much
Do
as
I
I've
feel-
What's your
sweat.
what is your like upper threshold of strain?
13.
Right, so this is like over 2/3, or this is 2/3 basically, isn't it? Essentially. Because you're
Just
on,
under 2/3.
yeah, so you're on 8 just now, so that's pretty bad.
You're an addict that's not had his fix in a few days. I'd say. Like where you're at.
It's kind of the opposite because it's like because it's close to. It's just
Do
kinda
I
like,
get-
"Ugh."
But you're rejecting it.
Do I get to? Do I feel anything force-wise.
No, but you can definitely like
Just
see
see
an
it.
effect on him. Like, that's why I'm like, this would definitely be visible at this point with that level. Like maybe 2 or 3 strain, maybe you could pass off it just I'm having a bad day. Whereas this is like, you look pretty fucked.
So you're probably pretty bloodshot eyes.
I just look at him and go.
How do you get bloodshot eyes with a Zebrak? Look at it.
Nah, well, it's pretty
red
bloodshot.
They get white shot.
Yeah.
What colour's their blood?
Zebrak.
I look.
Tartan.
I look at
Awesome.
An Daar and just say, "Is it the holocron?"
Like, how do you like react to actually Luminae just before like he says that? Because you've walked in and he's asked about the holocron, and you like, how did you like, what did you say about the holocron when he asked where it was? What was your reply?
She showed me.
It went like that because she's a bit.
So has she pointed it into like her sleeve then?
No, she was holding it, but
Yeah,
since
no,
then
Okay,
she's
hold
put
it
it.
in the sleeve. Cool.
Like, because she's kind of a bit drunk on
Mhm.
the relief at the moment, so
Ah.
she's a bit giddy. But that would probably
I was gonna say
see
yeah, because
him.
she'd obviously trigger on how he looks because
Yeah.
he looks.
Mm.
That would bring her back and be like,
Yeah.
oh wait. So she probably wouldn't put it away, but she'd take a few steps back from him, back towards the locker room she was in. So she'd stand back in the room but not shut the door and still hold on to it.
No, we'll take like another stream just for feeling guilty. It's like, you don't need to go away.
No, you can feel guilty, but you don't need to shrink.
So you just asked her to take the holocron away.
Yes. Just at least leave it in
Okay.
the room, away from me.
Like, you could probably hear the pain in his voice it took to say that.
So I think she wouldn't want to leave it if something was affecting him that much, just so something random wouldn't happen to it, so she knew it was there still.
Serendipity, sign-in. Would you mind going to your bunks? Or powering down and going to your bunk?
Just I know what bunk is. Probably.
I think there's something we need to discuss.
At some point as well, you might want to jump in with obviously the knowledge you got, because that was a check you got. You can relay that to him because that's stuff you know.
I'm going to make Moe power down noise, but I'm just gonna kind of close my eyes and be awake.
I say, I
Can I
turn
do
to
that?
Serendipity and go,
Make the noise.
I'm willing to explain everything. I just don't know how much of it you would understand yet.
Well, it's going to affect me. It already has. I'd like to be part of this discussion.
As long as you're willing.
Potentially a voice of reason, as you seem to all have gotten mad.
And
I
I-
agree. Can't resist him even more and probably just let him get knocked out because he says that.
I just turn
Can I
to.
get back up again?
What?
I look at
Well, we want
Serendipity
him
and go,
Don't let anything get you down.
I agree. I agree that you being here and a voice of reason is a good idea. But I also know that on the planet, you were not. When you were given the box,
Is it what Silence is doing?
Internally.
which, when you were given that box, it's a holocron.
I just got.
It's a artifact of religion, of, I don't know too much.
Immense power.
But when you were given it, you instinctively tried to give it away to him. And that's what I'm trying to fix. So yes, I would like you to be here, but I don't know how much of a help you would be.
I think Luminae would chime in from the lobby going, she deserves this. She deserves to hear it.
And I look at Penn and go, to hear what?
What we're gonna do?
I think we need to focus on the box together. And I look at An Daar because it's affecting you. You know it is now. You're aware of whatever it is. It's affecting you, and that is affecting all of us, including Jhones. So whatever it is, we face together. What I want to do, I just look at Jhones and try and explain it simply, is meditate on that box. that box is related to the reason why we were arrested. That's probably a simple way to explain it.
Well, the first time you gave me the box, I hadn't seen the effect it could have. I wasn't really objective at the time. I've since seen that it is not just a piece of metal. I will try and be as impartial as possible.
I think as long as you don't touch it, we should be fine.
What I'm worried about is you two have possibly as corrupted as yes.
And that is a risk. So if you feel that you need to set weapons ready, I am comfortable with that. Because whatever it is terrifies me. I don't know about these two, but I am scared. And I need this dealt with because I don't know what they will do to you. And I look at Annie.
That made it nothing.
Is it at all possible that this box can only affect organic life forms? If so, I possibly have a solution in this drawing.
My legs.
Hold it with your heels.
Serendipity, you're my favourite character. Shut up. I'm allowed to slag you, okay?
You are the best characters.
I think
After
one
you,
of us three needs to handle it. To sort it.
Again, it becomes this problem of impartiality, though. If you're all being affected, how can you be reasonable about it?
Cyanide's going to break.
Cyanide's going to, relight my eyes because
Relight
I've never
fire?
been, relight my fire because I obviously haven't been asleep. And if I can be of service, I would like to help you.
I'm just getting kind of skill and cyanide.
I would
When you skills at you, you make the power up noise. Well, obviously I powered on after having been off.
I say without prior knowledge of the composition.
Penn, can you place it on the table? The box.
Yeah, I know. I think she pull it out of her sleeve and look at it again. She'd walk up.
Like for your benefit, An Daar, it is bright orange. Like you can't really see her past it. It's just glowing orange.
I think she'd walk up.
Nobody else see it. They just see a metal box, of course.
Just
She'd
kinda
put it on. Sorry.
Sitting, hand over the face, eyes,
So obviously
hangover stance, like the hangover stance.
She'd walk over. She'd put it on the table. She'd kind of, with her hand still on it, look up and see An Daar. Then just.
He told us he sees it glowing, didn't
Yeah.
You did,
Yes.
and you were like, it's not glowing.
And then I think for the first time she'd actually, because now she knows she needs to, or she thinks she needs to anyway, kind of conquer all her fears and stuff. She'd try and actually use the Force to sense, just see if she can get any sense from it. Not even necessarily meditate on it, just because she's not so oppressed by the temple anymore, she can just pay attention to what's actually there. It's not even necessarily the box itself, but just any
Sure.
feeling she's getting.
Okay.
So you like that?
Yeah, she's like
Would
that.
you like
What?
to?
What I
Right,
want to
so-
do, whether she's about to do that, if you got that, I just put my hand on her hand.
Okay.
And
Is this something you want to do alone, or do you want him?
No, I think she'd do it alone just to try and understand what was going on.
So his hand goes on yours.
I think she'd not snatch it away, but just sort of jump back.
She's
Yeah.
gone crazy.
She's trying to pay attention, so she wasn't.
Mhm.
She wasn't expecting something else to.
Yeah, to touch her.
Yeah. She just kind of sort of move back.
And I just say, together.
I think before that she'd try and just quickly try and get a sense before she would agree to that.
Then tell me.
Oh no, but
Friends?
If you're going to be trying to sense, it's going to take longer than something you can do quickly.
Okay.
Because like maybe like you're used to being able to get a sense from things, but you're not getting anything from it.
Okay.
We know you're going to have to push
Okay.
for once into this, as opposed to normally getting feelings from
Yeah.
things.
Well, I think her even noticing that
Yeah.
would be a change. So she just kind of blink a bit in confusion and look at him and go, "Are you sure?"
And I just go, well, what were you trying to do? Because I know her face of sensing.
I love that you haven't even spoke one single word about your dreams yet either. It's so secretive.
I don't usually
Usually
just wake up and go tell her. By the way, I dreamt you were dead evil.
I dreamt that you didn't like me
to explain, you're literally going to do exactly what I want to be done, but I don't want it to be done on your own. Like that's out character explaining that.
Okay.
Why don't you explain that in character though?
More because I was waiting for her to
Go
reply to what.
What did you say?
Together, didn't you? I think she would glance at An Daar and see what his expression was, though.
I said I asked, what were you trying to do?
Oh, what was it? Sorry, I'm getting confused.
Hangover standstill.
So, find some answers.
And we need to do that together.
Uh,
The box has an effect, and I just like glance at him to be like, look at him. He is technically the most powerful of us.
You do look awful.
Thank you.
You and I are new to all of this.
I'm blue.
I don't know if any of us can deal with it alone.
My axe.
And I know that you can. And I try and find the words in character, like feel the darkness, I believe is how you put it.
yeah.
So who knows what this will feel?
I think.
I still have my hand, like
Just
like she's pulled it
kiss.
away. It's still on the table.
Yeah, because she's put it on, she's looked up at him, and then she's went to go to sense, and then she's probably just been like, she's realised that she'll need to push. Before she's pushed, you put your hand obviously, and you're like, together. And she's like, oh, so she's obviously probably slid it back a bit, but her hands obviously went with it, is how I'm seeing all this play out, while he's still like, oh, what are you two doing while this is going on? Because you can see him in, like, pain, I guess, you could say, and obviously they two are talking about feeling a box.
What is the kind of the non-Force person's opinion of the Force? Is it the Han Solo? Oh, it's all bullshit, or
most
is it
people are just like,
myths?
some people, aka the majority of the galaxy, don't know about it.
As in, don't have
Do
any
I?
idea it ever
Like-
existed, or
Like literally, like
is
a
it
lot
a
of the
myth?
galaxy don't know it existed. Some people think it's a myth. Some people, depending on your background, like say those two,
yeah.
experienced it firsthand.
Mhm.
I think Merlians have a thing about it being fake.
Yeah, it's a kind of a destiny belief, kind of like this will happen and this is the way things are meant to be. That's from a Merlian point of view.
Yeah.
From Serendipity's background, I doubt Andy's ever spoke about it. You can, like as I said, I'm happy for people to tell me what they know. I want them to justify it, and if it's something totally broken, you're buying it from me with something. But I don't mind if you want to have, like, if somebody close to you, like, always told you the old stories of something or whatever. But like, from what I know about Serendipity, I would say if I had to roleplay her, you wouldn't know anything about it.
Something. I was trying to think. Is it? I've heard of it, and I just believe it's hokum.
You could, like, if you want that can be your belief. It can be you've heard people speak about it, but only as like how we talk about magic.
And we talk about tarot cards and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Exactly.
Entirely real.
Cyanid's a scientist.
Yeah.
What's the force?
Science.
Midichlorians.
Like, so, I mean, is it just energy that cyanide wants to quantify, or is it something Cyanid's never experienced because it was too busy being with sand for like however many years?
I don't know. In equating it with
Keep in mind how
real.
rare the knowledge of like the force and the belief in the force is as well. It's not really. It just depends on what you want cyanide to have been exposed to in cyanide, like life.
I would quite like Cyanide to look on the Force as chemists look on homeopathy. Like, the magic in the air, like the magic in the water.
Yeah, sure, that's good. I'm okay with that. Almost again the kind of almost hocus pocus kind of like attitude to it, like, oh, that's nice. Kind of, sure.
There's men that dress as wizards and people put up with them for some reason.
Well, keep in
If
mind,
anyone's
knowing
really
about
into
the Force-
homeopathy, I'm sorry.
Like, keep in mind, knowing the Force and knowing about Jedi are very different.
I have a healthy respect for the
Very different.
science.
Do you just want to have a conversation about that? Well, we're like,
Well, yeah, like I want to know what your two inputs are, as they've spoke about feeling a box and he looks in pain.
Well, I've already seen firsthand that this box has an effect on them. They've told me it has an effect on me.
did you?
Whether
Have
I
you seen it had an effect on you? I
Yeah,
can't remember exactly.
whether
What happened
I would
was
believe, because I just felt that he should have it.
Yeah.
It was like, oh,
he was
give it
past
back.
the box, and then Gib asked me what he knew about holocrons. He didn't roll
Yeah, it
really
was
anything,
shit.
and he was like, I've seen fancy trinkets before,
Yeah.
and then found himself just handing it off to An Daar.
Yeah.
That wasn't, he didn't feel forced
Mhm.
to do it. It just kind of happened
Instinctively happened.
because he thought about the box.
Yeah, you just feel like, oh, it's being passed around, let's give it back to this guy.
Yeah, it was a very like.
It wasn't anyone's.
mhm.
I
So I
think
don't believe it had any effect on me.
I don't think Cyanide knows any of you well enough to not know that it's not just something you crazy organics do.
Well, it's, I mean, they're talking about feeling a box and they're both touching it.
Yeah, it's like, well, then, I mean, the data adds up.
I really want to force myth the box. I just don't trust myself to be able to. Because that was my original idea. Was I wanted to force pull it out of her sleeve, to be like, it works, or be like, again.
You see now why earlier I said it's between you two now?
Yep.
Right.
Being crazy.
Have a fight.
My original bet was that Nico would fall to the dark side first. That was my original bet. After the dreams, it's between them. It's between them.
Or did I choose the non-dark side one there?
What makes you think there was a dark and a light side?
I was going to say mine wasn't particularly dark. It was actively choosing to help someone.
Yeah,
That's what the dark side makes you think.
Exactly.
If you reread them, the wording is incredibly specific on both. Yeah. Because I obviously wrote them distinctively with two paths created. Very, very carefully worded.
I think I'm just going to stand and observe, but I'm kind of looking on it like it's two people in.
Is Serendipity armed, or is her stuff still lying where you had it when you were fixing it all?
Her gun's not
Because
on.
obviously you
but
went upstairs and you probably weren't armed going upstairs. You probably come back
No.
downstairs and obviously sat with your breakfast, but
Her gun is
How comfortable-
nearby. But
I force pull her gun to my hand.
okay, well,
Because I've been thinking about doing something as a like.
yeah.
This is a thing that we can do.
But you almost try and force the issue.
I won't punch you.
Actually, it's the phrase I wanted.
Why?
Really,
I'm going to give it to you. Like this is the be armed because we don't know what's going to happen. So calm
So
yourself.
I'm gonna.
be like,
I might react before you give it to me.
You might react.
I'm
This is
thinking.
all-
I'm
Just
gonna
lift up a
do it.
hole. I mean, there's balls in front of you, so you don't need to like
I'm
force
definitely
pull
gonna
the
question
firearm.
I was thinking that, but they're so close that he might just be like,
right, let's put it this way. Is Serendipity going to act before he get a chance to do that? Because I did give you two a chance to act, so I want to
Have
know
I
if
seen him
he's...
use the force before?
Oh,
I can't
I've got an
remember.
even better
I
idea.
don't know, like depends. Where were you when he
So
backflipped?
blatantly.
Wait, hold on.
When he backflipped onto
What,
the two
what's
of
your
the
moves,
map?
I mean, but that is something
Silhouette.
that can be explained away.
Yep.
Whereas moving something in
Just
your mind is much more.
Yeah.
That's not real.
Why?
That's
If it was
not.
one, you could just
that
lift
doesn't
upside
work.
down.
Plus, they all went in the shuttle, in the back of the shuttle, and we were talking about force stuff.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. They
We
were.
were in the cockpit.
I'm sorry.
Right. So,
Perfect.
do you want to act, or do you want to wait for him?
Like I won't know what he's doing. He'll just reach for something, and it'll happen, and I'll then react.
Okay, cool. So you don't want to do
If-
anything
if
until
it
she's
moves.
done it.
Ah,
Yeah.
If he just
No,
knocks over
for
my
me.
gun, then I'll be like,
it's so good to be like.
coincidence.
Yeah, exactly.
One
Could
day.
do it, but
Ah.
I'm really stressed right now.
You could do.
Plus, your gun's
Could
probably
do it,
sat
but
on a
it's
table or
stressful.
something.
I'm thinking it's leaning against the side of a bunk.
Actually,
Like a bunk sitting there, I was leaning it sitting there, and I've just leant it.
I just realised I'm not sure if I can because is this gun too big? Because he's got a big rifle.
I don't think it's like a silhouette.
It's
You can move one with your force.
cumbersome too. I don't know.
Small
what it is.
things.
So you've not got anything that increases the strength of your
Just
force.
range.
No, that's you could like the gun doesn't wear more than R2D2
Right, cool.
Like-
Just to be sure. Just to be sure.
or a Jawa.
Oh, he has enough to move Psi 9. That's
I was so just.
Okay, so do you want to do this?
yeah. I'm gonna do this.
It'll be the day of the
I roll-
Android Revolution and you're done.
I just need to roll white. It's alright. I rolled a
Yeah,
white.
you rolled the white. It's not like-
Cool. So I'll spend the white,
Yep.
and I pull the rifle from the room.
Yeah. It moves to your hand.
What position should I use? My right hand, or would it be coming from the other side?
I don't know. You can just like where.
I'll use left, so I can keep the right hand out.
Yeah. That's fine.
So I just put my hand out, and this is the first time I'm like trying this since it's failed. So I close my eyes, I imagine the room, and I know what your gun looks like, and I just think it's in my hand.
Akio gun. I don't want that.
Do you want to explain what happens then?
You kill me. His gun's like
Okay.
up against his bunk, or
It
up against
just-
her bunk.
It just comes straight out the room into my hand. And I just go, in case you need it, and hand it to you.
How does everyone react to that?
Like, I wouldn't have seen something move like that before, I don't think. So I jump back.
Be happy. He's learning. He's learning.
I think actually she jumped back and take her hand off
You
the
know
wall.
you need to train them. You know you need to get better. You need to get stronger.
I'm
It's
gonna
all fear. Statement.
Yeah.
I'm gonna snatch the gun off you and go. What the hell are you doing? How the hell are you doing this?
How? That's a big
That's-
question. Why? Because you need your gun. And I give it to you. And I
Why
told
do I
you.
need my gun?
Because we don't know if you will need your gun. So that means you need your gun. And how I did it?
Then she has to go walk 6 feet away.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not exactly the right.
Well,
I mean, a hold is not as long range weapon, but it's a medium range weapon.
well, I don't know. It's just. It's
also slug throwing weapon. That's pretty shit.
Yeah,
Just clobber them with it.
yeah. I'm gonna resort to melee in a fight like this, well, punching the shit out of things.
I hope that's
out of
not me. How?
Thanks.
I just go, that's fine. I just go, how is why this box is important. I just kind of look at Psi 9 and go, that's why it's important.
My little glasses of chink down.
And you nod.
Yes, and I nod. People at home.
And I look at
You
Annie.
now have evidence of the force.
Yeah.
Hmm?
From a scientific point of view, you have evidence.
Yes, absolutely. Later it will be
It's one piece of
repeated
evidence.
to
This is
make it
the first
data.
piece of evidence
Yeah.
towards homeopathy.
yeah, absolutely.
Also,
So for the irate homeopathists,
I'm really happy.
Pussy. Or
Like, Ren is very like,
Also, the Force Watchman.
oh no, that's, yeah, he's like,
Yeah, dude.
he's trying to be like, yeah. But he's just like, oh my god. I was in the room and now it's mine.
Good, good,
Kind
good.
of.
Wait. What's that feeling?
No, it's not even pride. It's, no, it's what do you call it? He's kind of ecstatic because I don't trust myself enough to be prideful yet.
It's like throwing your head back and cackling as lightning crashes down.
I get that.
Sure
It's
it's
not.
not pride.
No, but I'm a bit prideful, but it's more of a.
Proud.
I'm proud. Yeah, I'm proud that
I'm a proudling.
I'm making progress. That I have grown in a short period of time from showing off. Originally.
The feeling that you're describing, you feel like you're being told it was you're growing. Like it's almost like the kind of like you're like like as a hand oh yeah, great job, man, that's awesome. You have that vibe
Because
given to you,
the like I was
so
saying,
you feel even more almost like what's the word I'm looking for here? Praised almost. That's like you feel like you've been almost like,
Validated.
that's the one.
Yeah,
Like,
because
you
I-
feel very validated,
I was trying
not
to,
from yourself.
but from the Force. Because I was trying to get across. Adulation was the only word I could kind
yeah.
of feel. I was like, but I, not from people. I was just like, I just feel like, oh, okay.
But like what I'm saying is, it's more
Yeah,
than what you're feeling.
Right.
So you know.
cool. I'm the best. I'm the chosen one.
Get ahead of yourself.
Alright, so everyone's just seen him move a Serendipity's weapon and arm Serendipity. And basically say, you may need to use this. How does everybody feel about that?
I'm fine with that. I'm pretty.
Keep in mind, like, the orange is obviously, imagine it like this thing is just a bright light. So their hands are on top of it. So that's shielding the light from that part.
So the orange.
But it's still glowing everywhere else.
Godry and everything.
Yeah.
Silence sees that Serendipity has been armed and, like, you know, picks up a butter knife or something equally inconsequential.
Psi 9. What scanning abilities do you have?
That is a very good question. I am not so bad at the scannings, I think.
Someone else ask someone else a question while she looks at her sheet.
Oh no, I have scanning goggles. I have electro binoculars.
I think that's what's all built into your,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
goggles.
Is this device giving out light in any spectrum?
Is this device giving out light in any spectrum, right?
It's a metal box. It's a metal box with some fancy crystal in it.
I convey this information.
Okay.
It appears to be a metal box with a crystal.
It's almost crystal wrapped in metal in the shape of a cube.
No light.
So it's a very fancy, ornate, very beautiful box.
It is a fancy, ornate, very beautiful box.
And I just look at it. And you see still.
Light.
Okay.
Very, very bright light.
I'm like, good. Okay. And I just look at Penn again and go, do you see why we can't do it on our own?
I think because Penn had actually pulled her hand away when you called the gun over because she just kind of jumped a bit.
Yeah.
She just kind of go, oh, damn fate, and put her hand on the box again and then actually push to sense it.
And then I just don't put my hand on top, but I go to, but look at you for the nod or no.
Well, I think her curiosity would take over, so she'd just go for it. Like if she wouldn't stop if you put her hand on it.
Right.
But you.
Okay. I'll do that.
Uh-huh.
And I look at you, and I go, you want it?
Yeah, I'll put my hand on it as well. Well, looking very stressed.
Team!
You heal 2 strain.
What? I heal through stream?
Yeah.
Oh my god, because I'm taking. Yes. I'm feeling a bit better, guys. Getting my fix. I don't know.
Like you actually looks quite elatedly happy.
So she's sensing. Can we just meditate? Is that? Because I think I've ever.
No, I'll let you know what's going to happen.
Okay.
It's the
Does the
like
ship blow up?
frantic.
You're like, oh no, they're doing things.
Not doing what I thought you would do. Finally.
Yay! I'm
That's
being
fucking
predictable.
Teamwork.
Also, I force pushed a gun. Also, don't ask me to do it when Don't ask me to do it when someone's shooting at me, because that's a whole other kettle of fish, and I can't do that.
I'll just shoot people away, it's fine.
Yet.
Just throw cyanide at them.
I can do.
Is that
far.
something that we can
He
do?
can do big. He
Yeah,
can.
mom. I'm gonna slap people with your
Yes, I can do far. You do big. You can do big things at close. I can do wee things at far.
Yeah. No, wait, I can do far as well. I can do range as well.
Oh, cool.
I can do.
So if he has a
Like,
big pile of
small
grenades,
hollow
can we just be like
I think what he's saying is that he's better than you.
at that? Yeah.
At that, but he's got more force rating, so he's technically got more chance.
He's just more gifted naturally with the
He has
force.
more potential.
You've just had to work for it, but you've got more skill at knowledge of the force. Obviously. With your powers combined. You know.
Such
Well,
dancing.
maybe a Jedi.
Being a Jedi.
I have force athletics, which means I dance like a mofo.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Uh oh, secrets.
Even dance is
Secrets
badly.
nice.
No,
let's
I have
swap
to.
dodecahedron.
In my
which
other
is holocron
RPG
looks like.
game,
Okay.
So as they're all
I
very
dance
fancy.
really well.
But
Like,
this
that's
one-
the thing my
But
character
This
does.
one is just a cube.
So
and it's
I
like
dance
crystals in the middle and
great,
stuff.
and then
so
the other
little
character
black-
always
the
outdoes my
corners are all,
character.
like
Tried to
D4s.
dance and didn't dance as well, so it's the one
And that's
thing
all
I've done
dark.
well.
It's all
It's
dark metal
fabulous.
between
So
all the
that's
silver lights.
Yeah,
and
no,
fancy-
no,
Filigree.
it doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's all
Um,
fancy shapes and like
A
almost
custom RPG that a guy's
Like-
making,
harsh markings. Like very like there's nothing.
Arthurian
Like
knights,
Elven would be like curvy.
but they're
This is
technical
all
armor.
sharp lines
Like,
and
Okay.
everything, but it's all
stuff.
silvered and very fancy.
Nuts.
And it- and it's all- And it's like a black
I'm
foot
Nathaniel
wrap
Thorne,
covering the
the
walls
Prince
of
of
it. So it all looks very
Thorns.
dark. It's
And then basically I'm an
Metal, it's
archer with a
like a
gauntlet
Rubik's
that
Cube
gives me
of
gambit-like
silver.
abilities with
That's
metal.
all.
So I
That's
fire
what we've got.
arrows made of
I just
metal.
we covered it all in
exploding.
documentation right here.
Yeah, I thought so. I like to
Okay.
tell anybody.
So
The ship goes up.
right, so you're gonna sense into this,
Mhm.
and you two are going in.
Sense 3. Meditate.
Okay, cool. I need you to roll force.
Okay.
Okay. And you're gonna be pushing
Mhm.
in. How do you feel about them? I need to know what mentally you're thinking as you're going in, specifically about you and them. Like, because I was like, you're gonna push in. I want to know why you're pushing in specifically.
You have force rating of 2? I thought
Yeah.
I was the only one.
Let's
Damn it.
focus.
It's her curiosity and just wanting to get this sorted that's driving her. She's not even really, if she can figure this out, then the whole situation can be sorted. So she's not trying to do it as a 3. It's just pushing in to see if she can figure out what it is.
Because you said you're pretty much ignoring us at this point.
Right, so you're not really thinking about them much.
No, she's just
Cool.
just what is this? This
And-
her focus.
That's fine. Can you tell me what is going through your heads? Like, what is your? Because I was like, you have never sensed things in the way she can
Yeah.
before. So I want to know what your. You get what I mean? I need to know.
Yeah. I'm.
Because she has a method behind this process. You're just touching a box and what?
I'm basically putting faith in the force. It's came to me at a moment when I needed it, when I asked it to. I know that she can sense it, and I'm not so much trying to sense the box as I'm trying to feel her. And I guess I'm trying to take her strength to feel the box, but I'm trying to give him my strength to resist the box. That's kind of what
Okay.
I'm doing.
I'm basically
Well,
trying
take
my
the box.
best not to lose my mind.
Right.
yeah.
So as your hands are all in the box, okay. Now tell me what you were saying.
Yeah, so I would try and I don't even know what I would do.
Well, keep in mind that
because-
there's a very good chance you may or may not have actually used a holocron before. Remember we spoke about this last session? Obviously it was months ago. But you asked about that and I was like, well, there's a good chance out of anyone you've maybe actually experienced or seen people use them before. So you probably have a better idea out of anyone,
Right.
especially because it's your box.
It's your box. Right, so I would try and think back to my good old days of Yield in the Jedi Temple.
Somewhat 30-ish, maybe less years.
Yeah.
A long time ago in a galaxy that was this one.
Yeah, exactly. I'll try to just think what I felt when I saw people using them before. 'Cause I'm
Okay, yeah. So like almost like from like literally just thinking back to when you were trained in what you were trained in as you were obviously like apprentice or hoping to be an apprentice from your Padawan days or your kind of youngling days, and when you were passed up.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, because you probably had a lot of time. You were probably left with a holocron a lot when it was no masters have apprenticed you. Go study this,
Yeah.
and stay out of her way,
Yeah.
or go fencing with the other kids or something.
Pieces of stuff.
The other younglings. Cool. What are you used to do with this situation? They've all basically just went on the box.
I'm quite happy to observe and see how it plays out
Where's your gun?
in my hand. Just my hand around the barrel. Kind of, the more I spend holding it, I'm like, I really hope I don't have to use this.
Cool. You know that using it this close is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like you know that. Like you could smack them with it.
No, this isn't.
But do you want to smack someone with your gun? Like you probably don't.
Oh yeah, you can shoot it. It's the close range of it.
Is a slug thrower also?
Oh,
She's done is shooting you in the leg.
could have
She's
given
got
me a
better
blaster,
issues.
Stephen.
It's not though. It's a slug thrower.
That's a better idea. Take my blaster. It's just there.
I'm better at melee. I'm better at brawl.
It's just
so
there.
You can have your like brass
I
knuckles or
would
something.
probably
on John.
be. I'd
He's
be
got a
something.
knuckle duster.
Yeah.
As long as he knuckle dusters
She's
from
brutal.
you.
Yeah, I would. I think I'd go into my room and get my knuckles.
You can just have them on you. Like it can be like your. Yeah, you can have them on
Yeah,
already.
okay.
Like I don't mind that. It can be sat. Like it can be sat with your stuff.
I've got an idea of what they look like. A kind of like a knuckle duster, but instead of the large metal rings around each finger, there's kind of a pointed plate that goes over. So it's just like a kind of mountain ridge over
Yeah.
my knuckles.
I get that. It's like the Tolan weapons from Stargate.
Cool.
Signing.
Probably. I have my wee scanny glasses and electro majigamy bobs.
Yep. Cool.
Everything down, and as I was with the sand and counting sand grains, just muttering kind of everything that I can kind of scan. So heart rate, blood pressure, any kind of signs of like increased or
You'll probably
decreased
not really get much
breathing.
of that. You'll probably get whatever's on the surface.
Oh, yeah.
So like what you can read visibly of
Yeah,
them. But you
anything
probably
that ilk.
Yeah. You wouldn't get much from your binoculars and stuff. You don't really have any like bio scanners built in.
They're pricey.
Nah.
Yeah, trust me, I know. We bought we bought that stuff.
Well, probably
Right,
buy them
right.
now. I'm
yeah,
rich.
You probably can.
Yeah.
Rich science droid.
Upgrade.
I need a ship. I'll pay you back.
Oh, ready or triple for the
Like
hat.
fighters.
So anyway, I would like Luminae to roll her
sorry,
sense
that's-
power.
Wait.
It's not bad. And how much does it take to?
To sense.
Do you remember?
I think it was just one. I'll double
I
check.
think they usually are just one.
It might be two. There's two different types of sense.
Well, there's sense and seek. I'm assuming it's sense you're using. Or do you mean the two different uses of sense as
Yeah,
well?
there's two different uses,
Okay.
but no, it's one for each. So, yeah,
Whole page per force bar.
yeah.
All force powers are just like a tree.
Yeah.
Because they get crazy.
That is your thing.
Yep.
You have two force powers.
Like you're just justifying yourself. Right, okay, so what one are we using, sorry? What version? The sense of living things or a
Honorary
current emotional
personal.
state to one living.
I'm forgetting hands. was
Cool.
jump.
Okay. Right, so I need you roll discipline
I can do discipline.
Yep.
I can do discipline.
and what are you gonna roll?
Oh, where did my thing go? Right, I can roll cool. Now it depends on what we're disciplining against.
Right, so no, you tell me how you're getting in the box.
Okay, and
Like,
then
that's why I'm like, what are you using? Like, how is Ren doing this?
okay, that'll be my cool then, like trying to stay calm and collected. The only reason I ask
Roll
is
that twice.
one of my cards has a
Roll that
deception.
And that's your dice pool.
Alright, that's all
It
that
is
is.
5 yellow and 2 blue. That is your roll.
No wonder you think he's gonna be good.
I'm disciplined, by
Yep.
the way.
This all of this is based on what you did in the temple.
Yeah.
Remember, he rolled 3 triumphs in the temple?
Yep.
Yeah. Some of us have got a handle on discipline. And who got discipline as a reward out of the temple?
I'm disciplined.
I'd rather
Yeah,
have
it's your
lightsaber.
box.
Box. Right, so I'm rolling these twice.
Yeah, but we
don't have
I
like
like
that
how you're
either.
doing.
cool, keeping calm. Like
Okay.
that's how I do
Yeah,
it.
lightsaber.
No,
Like,
that's fine.
Just run
Yeah.
away from it.
Run away from it, and like into the danger, which everyone keeps saying is the dark side that I'm doing.
Let me just bring up the skills.
Dark side.
remember you have.
Yeah.
Right, so for
This might be important.
I also have
control.
You do.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'll let you roll that, that's fine. That works pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, I was just looking at the description of it, that works for me. It was a, what is it? In some combat situations, characters
What, yellow?
will kill may permit them to ignore any lies.
Oh, I've got the yellows in front of me.
The ability to stay calm and think as one's life hangs in the balance can be essential for survival. Yeah, that's. I feel that's a good one. Because I was like, this cool. And cool is legit. Okay. I'll tell you what happens in a second.
Sure.
As soon as I know what's going. So, tell me what you're doing to your roll. Is your roll just that one? No, like base
it's a
tool.
yellow and a green. I've just got all the yellows.
Right. No. So, I need him to roll first.
Right.
Cool. So, you're using the force on this?
Touch of fate.
Alright, okay.
Because I can't use the force on it.
Well, that is the force.
Well,
That is literally using the force. Right, okay. You're using it?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Sit them to the side. Just the blues.
Oh, alright, okay. Oh, dang it!
And let's move on this out.
I'm guessing that's the best in his logo. That means.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's used it.
Okay, then he's just
He,
not getting
he
it.
used the force.
The force has no effect on this
Oh,
thing,
they're
I mean.
forgetting. You're like, I try to pull it and just like, no.
Hence why I asked him specifically what's he using.
Nice.
So
Oh,
that
I know, I'm
is
reading it wrong.
one
One fail.
failure.
And two.
Advantages.
No, it's cancelling that.
No, that's cool. Okay, so let me just track this. So you got right. So that is Ren, and that looks like a pen. So Ren got one failure and two advantages,
So that was a waste of that card. I could use that once.
and Luminae got two dark and one light. But you only need to use the light. Okay, this is going to be the fun one, isn't it?
Ultra.
Yeah. I've put you at the bottom, so I've got the most writing space here. Okay.
Are you remembering that we have, well, I have morality now as a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I
That's just-
forgot about it until I saw it
It's
written
okay.
there.
Just keep in mind what you've got.
Yeah.
Um,
And
you can play up to either side.
play
of
up
it
to
as
your
well.
side.
Yeah, because that's your side. That's like your
Yeah.
like chaotic good or whatever.
Conflict.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember that
It's
conflict.
okay,
I was on this
you said conflict earlier, which I thought was really cool as well because you were conflicted. Alright, roll the yellows first because you need to roll one twice, obviously. So just roll them. That's good, there's a blank. So just roll that again.
Well, that's a very good start.
Okay, now roll your two blues.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
This guy's this.
Also, roll his two blues.
Okay then. She also the best.
Still his four.
Next
Tell me what the total is.
Okay, right. The total is
6 successes, 6 advantage.
it went to
7 advantage.
7 advantage and 6 successes.
That is a sick roll.
Subtract advantages from your strain and heal all that.
Okay, right. So I've got
7 advantages.
some zero
So
strain.
what's left advantage wise?
Advantage wise,
How
one,
many strain did you have?
one
So you had
advantage.
6 left?
Yeah.
Cool. Right, so you're on 1 advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, cool.
Never had a roll with 6 successes.
Right, so you push in to the holocron, okay? You push in, and it's kind of like, try to think how the best way to do it. See when you push into, like when you step into water and you feel the pressure, like just basically hug every part of you. Imagine incredibly thick, heavy, like tar, okay? And this is you pushing, like sinking in to this. It's very uncomfortable. You don't like it, okay? To the point where had you needed to push further into the dark side, you'd be taking a lot of strain. But luckily, the light side was with you in this one. So you're pushing in. You are most definitely not with them. Like there's no sense of they came in with you. Okay, you're in. I'll pause you there.
Sure.
You go in, and you're there, and the woman is there, just staring at you. Nothing is said. You don't have time to say anything. And she's standing it, and I'm going to pause you there. An Daar.
You're going to roller coaster ride of all the
As much as
terrors?
I'd love to like go tell you all this in secret, I'm just going to tell you all this in the open, and obviously you can decide who shares what for again the benefit of the recording. You're back in the Jedi Temple.
Oh, no.
The Jedi
Oh, Jedi.
Temple, back on Coruscant, and you're young again.
Young guy again. Such a good looking guy.
The attack isn't happening. There's no everything's back to how you remember it being before the attacks. Everything goes weird. Like it goes all blurry and like everything goes like, and you move, but you're not moving, but you move, and you see yourself as a master taking on an apprentice. It may or may not look a lot like Ren, who is like now, 10 years older than he was. You have aced everything you have done in 10 years to become a master, which is like unheard of. Even Anakin took longer to be given the title of master. You've done that. You look down and you're holding your lightsaber. Not your training blade, your lightsaber. What do you do? Because you're in a dojo style room. He's standing across from you in his training outfit. He's holding your old training blade.
Oh.
Oh.
We were best of friends.
He's got his little ponytail thing at the side, his Jedi rat tail. And you're holding your lightsaber. What do you do?
Is this a training thing?
You tell me. What do you do? That's what you've got.
Put me on the spot here. I'm assuming I'm training him, so I'll give him some.
But like literally, you're holding your blade. You're standing in the dojo. He's standing across from you. You know he's your apprentice. You know you're a master training an apprentice. You know how well you've trained. You have got this far on your own.
Yeah, I'll probably spar it. The good old young An Daar, the apprentice.
So you turning on your lightsaber?
Yeah, I'll tell you that.
Cool.
It's me.
I know An Daar, I don't mean to say An Daar, I meant to say Ren.
Ren, yeah.
I
I
didn't say
actually
Ren.
just knew what you meant.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you see yourself. Not getting too trippy. Turn on your lightsaber and it's a very bright orange glow from the blade that sparks up. You get warmth from it. There's no heat coming off the blade. It's your blade. You built it.
Oh.
And nobody else has this blade. You also know this blade is... There's something special about it. Like that crystal is yours.
There's many like it, but this one is yours.
I'm going to pause you there. I'm going to go back to Luminae. Also, for you guys, use like for the people that are outside.
Did you not realise
You
that
know.
right from the big get-go?
So, from the outside, guys, from the outside, use two, Serendipity and sign in. You basically see three people just like eyes closed, hands on this. Nothing, like not much time has passed at all, right? For him to have had all that, nothing's really passed. So you're kind of staring at all of them. He obviously looks quite a lot less drained and everything. Like he physically looks better. It's like when you see someone really ill and pale, and then they look a lot just healthy. That's how he looks now. It's the only thing that's kind of changed. So the only thing that you can physically see is a positive change. Luminae. As you're sinking into this tar, you're pushed, and then like you don't hit the bottom, but you stop as if there was a bottom, but you don't. There's nothing. You're not touching anything, and then like you go to feel around, and then the tar like pushes back, and it's all like in a bubble around you. So you have space. Everything's black though, but you have space, and you feel the pressure pushing back on you and back on you, and back on you, and like it becomes incredibly overwhelming, and you hear a voice saying, "Protect yourself. Get out now." What do you do? I'm going to pause you on that.
Yeah.
You're standing in the Rishi temple, and the woman's staring at you. Like literally, very almost enthused look, just staring, but no, not really an expression, because you've seen her. Have you seen who we're talking about?
No.
Alright, cool. I'll show you a picture just so you get a visual for everybody. While he thinks of a reply.
I don't think I've seen her actually.
You have, but I'll re-show you. I don't mind doing that.
She won't help.
We'll just see if we get through on.
I was wondering what was going on.
I just heard her
The
noise.
Holocron was a dark temple. The dark temple had a witch, essentially, that nobody ever saw, and that's who it was.
Yay!
And that's the woman.
Hottest woman
Is-
alive.
It's true.
Yep. That's the woman that spoke to both of them
Second
through the
phase.
Holocron.
I'm not all of it.
Right, guys.
Not really a cocaine
So Ren.
crazy. Right.
I just start walking towards her and go,
You can't move.
Oh.
Like, you're there, and she's standing as if she's expecting you to explain something.
okay.
Is what you get now, that you've tried to do
Mhm.
something. It's now that, it's almost like you've went to move to her, and then you realise your obligation.
Mm.
You're like, oh, like you know your place, almost. Like the authority of the, again, her presence.
Excuse me. I just look at her straight in the eye and say, a reward is affecting my friend.
The reward's not for your friend. The reward was for you.
Then why does it tell him it's his?
I believe that's your friend's problem, not yours.
How can I help?
Take your reward.
So this is like White Witch Tilda. Like,
I just look at I look at her directly and say, I'd rather have my friend than any reward.
oh.
You see her kind of look to the side, almost, you could say disgust, but not like, again, it's that kind of like as if your words have actually hurt her.
Mhm.
She turns to the side, and then you see her take your lightsaber off you that you had, because again, you're in full Jedi regalia, and your lightsaber that you took from her, and she crushes it and breaks it, and it all falls to the floor. And you snap out and you fall right back into the room, quite visibly.
Mhm.
So Serendipity and Silent can see you being forced back against the wall.
No, I'm not even.
So you're out of the vision. Luminae.
I think her reaction would actually be, no, I need to help. So she would actually try and
Like, so when you hear like protect yourself, get out now. What's your instinct? What's your reactions? Keep in mind the effort to hold back this darkness.
I think her instinct would be that it is that bad that she can't just leave it. She needs to try and understand it.
Okay. So as you're kind of not responding in the way the voice wants you to, you hear, I can't hold her back myself for long, is all you hear. And that voice kind of gets fainter as it goes on. What's Luminae's reaction then? I can cut back to you if you want.
Can she move, or is she just stuck in that?
You're literally like,
Yeah.
again, you're not really standing on anything, but you're like, you've given yourself the space you wanted in this darkness, but the pressure is pushing it right back. So it's kind of like if you've got like a big bubble shield, and everything's forcing it back on you.
She would try and hold it just long enough to say who.
And you're forced out. And it's not violent like his. You're just pulled out and you're, I'm sorry. And you're pulled out. Just so you know. Okay? But you kind of, you wake, he was thrown back. An Daar?
Sadly,
You tell me. You've got your bright orange blade. And you know it's special.
This is mad special precious.
Well, you earned it. I mean, how skilled must you have been to get here in 10 years? And you've also been rewarded by a title of master, a seat on the council because you're a master, and you get your own apprentice. It's awesome.
Yeah, like now that the two of them are obviously away from it, as soon as I see him. Like,
His
on
hasn't
his own,
finished yet.
I know, like just.
No, his is still going.
it's
They
more
weren't
like a
forced out
reactive thing.
at that time. His is still doing this before they're kicked out.
Okay.
That's why I'm pausing.
Yeah, he's going to catch up.
I need his to finish. Once I know how his finishes,
Okay.
I'll then tell you what happened to him. They
Yeah,
So
I
are
mean,
they
cover-
kicked out at the
something I
same
want to
time?
do.
This will all happen simultaneously.
Right.
I said that in my head. You should have been listening. so what happens? You're standing there. You light your lightsaber. That noise is corporate. And your apprentice is standing.
I'll probably
Across
give Ren
the-
a nice smile and
Okay.
say, "So, my Padawan, shall we?"
You're so happy.
I'm so happy.
And then your apprentice doesn't really it doesn't react. It just kind of grins and sparks his blade.
We'll call it that.
Or probably it was your
red.
training blade.
It's your training
Yeah,
blade?
yeah.
So it was your training blade.
Okay.
So he sparks that with a smirk, takes his stance. You take your Naman disciple stance, and what?
Well, should
Does he
have-
attack you first? Do you attack him
Well,
first?
surely he'd probably attack me first. Seems
Okay.
like a very much a first birthday.
I'm just very worried.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I'm just awfully worried that my training saber is not much match against his real kill me lightsaber.
That's why I'm going to attack you. It's like parry.
Kill me lightsaber. Cookie crazy. You're cookie crazy.
We'll kill you.
Okay.
Much.
So you wait for him to run at you.
Yeah, I'll go
Cool.
for it.
Just like a cool.
Ren, as it sparks the blade, stands, has a smirk, runs for you, obviously maybe super speeds a little bit to be really kind of fast. So ducks and dives and leaps and shifts and grows. And
I
instead
kinda-
of having the white robes of the kind of Padawan, you see them turn to black plated armor.
God damn it.
The lightsaber vanishes and the form of the Inquisitor comes out. And superhero lands in front of you, knocking you back. What do you do?
Remarkably not fall.
I'm gonna give you a heads up. You're a master.
I mean,
What force powers do you have?
okay.
I can tell you what your force pull is when you ask. So you tell me how you respond.
Yeah,
I'll tell
yeah.
you what happens.
Give me a force push of
So basically, he's
Almighty.
power. He's super.
100 million.
He's jumped, shifted into this black huge form, landed. You've been smacked back. You're mid-air at this point. What do you do?
I would probably use some form of enhanced athletics or something
Cool,
to
yeah.
land on my feet nicely.
Cool. Your pool is infinite black.
What? Okay.
Infinite black.
Okay, right. So I'll roll infinite black and
How much do you want to use?
1.
Yeah, cool.
Do you
Yeah.
need sympathy?
Yeah, you do.
Right, oops. Okay, that was a fail. The drop.
No, no, no,
Roll.
that's not what that's not how this works.
Okay, then.
It's
Th-
that
it's remember it's what you roll on your force resources.
Oh,
You
right.
don't seem to
You have-
understand.
You have
Right.
infinite black. Take 2 conflict.
Okay.
That's back as well.
Conflict. I'll probably do it. Jesus. In fact, no, I'll need it actually. On this one.
But yeah, 2 conflict you've taken for that. But you can definitely, let's say you throw it into agility or athletics or some kind of thing where you've basically just weighted yourself mid-air and you've managed to plant your feet back again, your blade's still very much in your hands. Now, how much did you expect your apprentice to shift into the Inquisitor you've been fighting? So what is your reaction to that?
Be quite.
What would An Daar feel?
You are my brother.
You were my brother.
Now keep in mind what you've been told through everything about Ren. Yeah.
Far into the dark side.
I feel like I'm the only one holding on to the right here.
Yeah.
I I just gave up a lightsaber, an imaginary one, but I just gave up a lightsaber.
Also visually, I love that. Just the looking away, lightsaber, crush,
I love that.
drop. The Anna's a very sleek number, a very black sleek number with her awesome like neck piece thing, because she's awesome.
Hilda!
Like the first chapter, which is the first 9 sessions, is the liar, the witch, and the holocron.
Hey! Fun.
I'm working on chapter 2's title. It's something to do with Alice, no doubt.
Yeah!
I'll work on that.
What day a day
Tools
take
of
it,
looking
you
for
will
holograms.
mess it up, Ren.
So what do you do?
I don't know.
Where's your temple?
That's what I
Coruscant.
kept Coruscant.
It's the Jedi Temple.
Curiouser and Coruscant?
Oh no, it's not. It's
Yeah.
2, you said? Section 2. Was it chapter 2?
It's chapter 2.
Yeah.
Chapter 1 was the whole first arc.
Aye. No, I get you.
Depending on how close to what I plan you stick to, is when I will name it.
I'm probably pretty damn confused at this point in time, to be honest with you. Probably,
Or is his true form revealed? Or are you afraid? Maybe you weren't worthy of the title master.
yeah, I'm
If it's already happened.
Yeah, definitely will.
Like day 1 of training. Oh, he's the wizard. Good.
I would certainly remember about, like,
Can someone check if
That
this
was
is
me
right?
whispering pride.
No.
Is it locked?
Yeah, it was just, it might have been some Japanese.
Like I say, or it might have been someone else opening the door because it's that kind of corridor. So
so I'll be pretty confused.
you've just landed, you've just planted yourself back quite successfully, and he's there.
Yeah. Did I not see him like, turning into the dark side in the temple as well in like, one of my visions?
Yeah.
Well, that vision kind of just.
Yeah, you had to take him down in that vision, if you remember rightly. I don't, so I hope you do.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, I would probably.
Most of the things you've seen is you knowing that something's gonna go bad.
All you've seen is you seem to fail as a master, not that I as a person or dark side. There's just to be
So-
fair.
What do you do?
Yeah, I'll probably just like. I don't know. Put them on for you.
Oh, you like literally tell me what your actions are.
I would ignite my lightsaber. I would try and like.
Okay, cool.
Reason.
So as you turn that off, it
Inquisitor.
picks itself up and stands. You've all seen the Inquisitor. It's the samurai-looking black-clad beast. Cool.
Legion.
It stands, and looks very imposing.
Is that you, Ren? why are you becoming this, Ren?
You know my brother.
You're my brother.
What do you say to it?
Yeah, I would ask if it was Ren. I'll be pretty damn confused at this
Right,
point.
so you just are you Ren?
Yeah, I mean, because I know that he's not. Actually, Ren. I've seen him.
The
with Ren.
there's a bit of silence, like there's a silence, and then you see like at the side of the mask, there's 2 discs that just kind of slide out, and there's like blue light that appears from them, and in a very electronic voice, you hear, "No," and then they click back in.
It's not me.
So,
Beep boop. It's not my fault.
That makes things easier. I'll reignite my lightsaber. Yeah, I'll probably attack him because why not?
Cool.
That makes sense.
Roll an attack.
Funsies, all like figures. Right, what is it again? I've got 2 lightsabers.
Well, if you have the force, you can enhance your lightsaber. With
What does that let me do?
I have that.
Tell me a
I know
story.
this. I got this.
Yeah.
I can do it.
For starters, I've got 2
Big coin.
yellows, 2 greens. I could do lightsabers as well. But
Here, is it just force powers they have, or will they have his like the man disciple and stuff leveled up?
Yeah, just force.
Force. Because you can use your brawn or brawl or your resilience to control your lightsaber, depending which one is highest.
I'm pretty sure what he's got is better.
yeah, I've got willpower for lightsaber.
You're pretty shit for this, aren't you? Right, come on.
Right, so
Let's
yeah,
speed this up.
I'm attacking him with a lightsaber. Because why not?
Okay, cool. How are you attacking? Tell me your emotion. That's what I need to know. These are the important questions.
Pretty calm. What I've got to do.
Cool.
Got to keep doing this bastard.
How do you feel about his answer?
I think it's no red.
Cool.
I mean,
Really?
relief. yeah, pretty relieved. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I need to put in the difficulty.
Yeah, I was expecting reds and blacks and.
So standard melee difficulty is that. I need to upgrade that because reasons. Roll that with yours.
Can I degrade one of them?
Sure. Yeah.
Am I allowed to degrade one of them?
Yeah.
peoples?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I would like to degrade one of them.
Yeah, I've done it.
Cool.
Cool.
Degrade man.
Degrade.
Right.
Oh!
So let's just pair things off, right?
Please don't get rid of my rhyme. Please don't get rid of my
Well,
rhyme.
there's nothing to get rid of it with. So this can cancel out. And those are cancelled out?
Yes.
Cool. So we've got 2 threat, 3 successes,
And a rhyme.
and a triumph, Orion. So
Critical success.
as you move forward, would you like me to spend the triumph for you?
Yeah.
Or do you have anything you want to do with it?
No, you can.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh wait, does he have a lightsaber?
No.
He doesn't. Okay, you can.
Remember his lightsaber vanished as he transformed?
Right, yeah.
He's never used one against.
I was going to say, you've never seen him, or it. I keep saying him because it looks in my head very
I
masculine.
think we've seen him.
I have
he's got
never-
a lightsaber, but he's never.
This
he's
thing
not-
has no gender. I'm going to put that there. So when I use a pronoun, don't go with that. The problem is that I say him because I find it more natural than saying it.
Hmm.
So I feel that makes it more, I don't know, alien, I guess. So okay. So do you want me to spend it for you, or you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Go for
cool.
it.
Cool. What's your damage on a lightsaber?
On a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's right. It's that sort of lightsaber. I think it's like 8. I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
it's
we can.
8, but-
We'll
I'm sure
look up.
it's like
We'll look up the
somewhere.
stats later, but we're basically doing like 3 additional on top of because of all the successes. Describe how you move in and take off.
Careful, chair.
Collapse.
Careful.
Describe how you crack and break off the mask.
I would have probably done like a forward lunge, probably just like a bang, right in the
Cool.
face.
So like
face.
kind of smacking right down across the Inquisitor's mask. As you do that, you see sparks fly, and like you can see like obviously where these weird voice boxes have came. You see that breaking off and things, and the mask breaks apart and it falls to its knees, and you see you,
Oh god damn it! Me again.
and you wake up,
Okay.
and you feel as you're being pulled out. There's something inside the box,
There's something inside the box.
and it's yours.
Oh god damn! I know this again.
It's the feeling of if you give it to anyone else, that's what will happen to you.
God damn it! This is just
That's
going
what.
to
That's
the bottom of me.
you wake up. So yous both wake up, and he smacks back. And then yous two are like, oh, or however you want to be. So back in the room,
Oh.
back in the time. That took all of about 15 seconds.
There's something in the box.
How are we reacting with that? Also, is that something you would actually shout?
Yeah,
Really?
definitely.
After what you were told about if somebody else gets it, that's what's happening to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, think about that. You can think about that for a second while people
I pick myself up. Do I take any strain or wounds or anything like that?
You don't feel it by the time with it. You can move on anyway, so no.
How,
It wasn't comfortable, put it that way.
I just have a question just because of. Do I still have my lightsaber skill that I got? I wasn't sure
You do?
if that was what that was.
No. That's still yours.
I stand
you
up.
don't have your lightsaber anymore.
No, I never had one. And go. That witch.
Anyone's reactions? Because obviously he's been smacked across the room.
I would shout to the droid, just go check him and go kind of push these two away from the box before it does the same thing to them. Not forcefully, just like
I just.
30 centimeter ruler type deal.
breaking up an argument, just like
Yeah.
let's take some.
I look at Annie
some
first.
perspective.
Like. What happened? Did you see her?
I didn't see her. I saw the Inquisitor. Well, I wouldn't call him an Inquisitor, would I? I saw
No, like Sapher Zho told you that was an Inquisitor.
Oh, okay. I'll say I saw the Inquisitor.
You don't know what the Inquisitor is. You've never heard him talk. You've never heard him talk about it. You don't know necessarily what the Inquisitor is either, but you know if they described it, what they were talking about.
Mhm.
Even though you were technically unconscious, but you can have been conscious enough to have got that.
Yeah, so
We
like,
Snapchatted him.
I kind of smile on my face as I explain to them, like, I saw he's a master, so good, so powerful, he's a silly pirate. And I saw you, Ren, for viewers, listeners, same thing. You're a Padawan. Your answer, Padawan.
I have no, like that literally just is kind of over me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, everything.
And then you turned into the Inquisitor, pointing at Ren. But it wasn't you. It was me. Very cryptic, I know, but that's how it went.
That's how the Force works, man.
Yeah.
You saw you as the Inquisitor.
Yeah.
I
And
love how you've just realised what you're saying.
this is the example.
And you're
Try.
evil as shit, because Zabrak's like evil as shit.
Yeah.
Your black and amber skin.
Yeah. Not a very nice looking person.
Smile with your jagged teeth. So, I love how none of you have talked about your dreams either. I love that. I love how you're like, I'm not sure on that.
It's not even like I'm not. It's just it would
Yeah.
never come up.
I'm
They woke up and they
dreaming.
can't really remember them very well.
I,
Oh,
just,
no, they
I know.
remember.
I look at Penn.
Figured.
Yeah.
Otherwise
Otherwise
it's
it's a waste of time.
You have a dream that you can't. Something happens.
What
Go
did
to
you
the therapist.
feel?
And I think she'd still be just looking at the box and then look up at you. and just
Yours is
kinda-
probably the weirdest.
Yeah, she's just kind of like, the dark?
Darkness. I felt the darkness again, guys.
I pick it up and go, this thing.
You need to tell me that you're going to try and pick it up.
Okay, I'll go to try and pick it up.
Cool. As you go to reach for it, this is the first time you've ever had feedback from
Mhm.
it. It does not want you to touch it. What do you do?
I don't.
I thought you'd actually like the box. It's my box.
It's a new.
Does it still just look like the box?
Oh,
Yeah.
just a stack cold metal box.
I look at Annie and go,
It's still as bright as ever, by the way, for you.
that box is not mine.
And you know there's something inside it.
I'm actually going to explain it. Like, I've got to say, yeah, there's something in that box.
This is when Ren should cut in with a very clever bad.
Yeah, she's a witch. She's
Also,
a sexy witch.
Yeah. Which? Question marks.
I can't remember if I explained the vision.
Explained the woman, yeah, you did see
Yeah.
a woman. The
you
prince, you did see
both
woman.
say
Yeah.
you asked if he saw the woman. I
Mhm.
believe that's how it
Yeah.
went down.
Yeah.
And he didn't, and you both did.
I guess I just look at both and go, the woman who said this was a reward appeared, and I told her I wanted my friend and not her reward. She broke my saber from her vision.
It's the one from the dream you accepted.
Oh right, okay.
That-
So it was it
remember?
different from? Right, okay. I wasn't sure because I just know I had a lightsaber at the thing. Okay, she broke a lightsaber that was mine. And I just look at where I was thrown and go, and got me out. She didn't want me there because I didn't want her gifts, and I say it with sort of disgust, like, or whatever it was. I don't know why I'm holding my arm. Like I feel like I've been hurt.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Terrible for the recording. It's great for us.
I think
God, I was asleep.
We don't
Flat.
we don't own him either.
whatever she offers,
What's the pity?
I don't think we should take.
Oh god.
Did you explain the full thing?
What? The whole like.
Keep in mind.
I
You
feel
said
like
there was
I'm
something
gonna
in
turn
it.
the
You said there was.
Inquisitor if I
Oh,
don't-
you said there was something in it. That's what you said.
I was going to get
He
to the
doesn't
pop.
remember. It's not for him. That leads you to being dark if he gets it. Remember that. That's the feeling you've got.
I don't want it.
I'm going to
Like I'm
explain.
going to hammer that into you because
everything.
that's what the box would have done.
I'm going to put my trust in them because I didn't really put my trust in them the first time. I told them like what I saw him turn into a dark Jedi because of my own feelings and whatnot. So I'll put my trust in my friend, and I'll just see him. I feel something in that box. I feel like this is going to be like Boromir again. I feel like if I don't get what is in that box, that's what will turn me into that Inquisitor. I can't explain it, but that's what's going through my head right now. Obviously not at all looking very happy about the situation.
The thing is, you're not like you feel great. Like
I feel
but
great.
But remember, you're not strained anymore.
Oh yeah, I feel better.
Like you actually like feel quite like because you're embracing that you want the thing from the box. The box is happy about this,
yeah, that's true.
which is why you are.
I don't want this. I don't want this anymore.
I just see this opportunity and go. So we break the box open.
Break the box open.
You know that can't be done. You know holocrons are tough.
Well, we would need to meditate on the holocron for it to open. Force won't work.
Well, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Force won't work, but force.
And I say
helped
that.
him.
I say that in character. I'm like, I can't. That thing doesn't want me as much as I don't
That's
want
also
it.
like you have never felt power, like strength like that ever before. That's more than even Jedi's have spoke of.
What sort of strength are we talking here? Like dark side strength though?
No, just,
Like-
just you like you went to being like a master in 10 years, which is unheard of. Like you had power, you were capable, you had your apprentice, you knew you were going to train him. Everything was, I don't want to say coming up Millhouse, but like you know, like it was,
We don't own that.
like it was going well, and again, you were strong, you were healthy, you knew like if there was a problem, you can take that on. Even the way you dealt with the Inquisitor, you were like, oh, I've managed to right to myself, not be scared or intimidated by him appearing from nowhere, and then you took him out incredibly well. So I mean, keep that in mind that like everything about this box has made you better. Every time you try to push it away, you've been hurt and weakened. And keep in mind what happened in the temple and what you saw with the others. Everything you have seen has told you the others are trapped by this box. That is what you have seen in your dream. You got out. You bled to get out of the box. You looked back and realised they're the ones trapped, not you. You saw him fall to the dark side and you had to stand against him. Because you were split up. He had his journey in the temple. You know how you rolled, metagame wise, in the temple. But you also have your own feelings about how you got through the temple. They have their feelings about how you dealt with the temple, and they have had a spooky witch talk to them from a box. Not once has a witch spoke to you from the box. Has it?
No, well,
So-
that might be a bad thing.
It may be. Who am I to say? This is An Daar's journey.
Does the witch want me?
Does that
what is it going on?
And I just go. I'm like, oh, I'm so confused. What effect did the box have? And you don't ask what happened. I'm just. What do you feel, Ben?
As obviously, I'm just going to reiterate a bit for you as well. Like obviously, you were in later, and the pressure. You don't necessarily feel you were holding it back, but you know, you felt the reverse. You felt the pressure of it being pushed on you, but there was space. You had got yourself space. That's definitely you know you did.
I just
You
tell
know
her.
you have space. Then obviously the voice said, "Get out."
Uh-huh.
And then it said obviously protect yourself,
Yeah.
get out while you can, and then obviously it said, "I'm sorry," because it said to you that I can't protect you in here.
Uh-huh.
And then you were
reference
forced
to
out.
she, didn't it?
Sorry?
A reference to gender, like she.
Again, no, genderless voice.
No,
Because
but
I'm pretty sure.
the words it said.
Was I
like,
can't protect you from her.
From her, or
Yes, that was specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't protect you from her.
And I just look at Penn being confused and go, just tell me exactly what happened. I need to know everything.
I don't think I can. But how do I phrase it?
Feel free to take a wee minute if you want. I'm going to then take that minute to go. There's about 20 jokes I am not saying because of how good the RP is. Every time you guys say stuff, I'm like, oh my god, I have so many jokes. I'm being so wonderful. I just wanted to take a minute.
I have an idea, but it's an idea I can't get metagamey. It's an idea I need, like, her to tell me specific, like.
So what you're saying is you can't get it other than metagaming is what you mean.
No, I can.
Okay.
I can get it, but it just depends on how she responds and whether or not I'll be able to bounce
It'd
off that.
be interesting to see what happens if it doesn't go.
Yeah, I know,
Well,
that's-
if it does.
Mm.
So I would love to. I can't wait till the end where I can reduce the second half of the dream, but you've never got.
Oh, good to you.
Look at all the happy times you could have had. As you picked correctly.
Should say I don't think I can. But there's pressure in there I don't understand.
What pressed on you?
The dark. She's got no other way of it feels. I'm assuming it feels different from the temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's got no other way of
Like it's
articulating
not it's not the atmosphere like the temple. This was forced.
it.
Like again, that word "force" is so polluted in this game.
Yeah.
But like it was like you've sank into black tar that
Yeah.
has a lot of weight. Like you're like at the bottom of the ocean, weight,
Uh-huh.
pressure, and you were somehow able to give yourself space.
Mm.
Again, in this dark void of like an area, you were in there
Yeah.
and you got space, but you could feel the crushing.
Yeah.
It was. You don't know what would have happened had you not had your space.
Mhm.
You don't know if like that would have killed, crushed most people.
I think what she means when she says dark is she's not got enough knowledge to articulate the difference, but there was pressure in the temple and there was pressure there, and although it's different, she's not got the words to say that it's different. There was just pressure and it was dark and she didn't like it, and that's all the language she's got.
Did it push you out like it pushed me? Like, not obviously. I just go, obviously not like it pushed me. But did she push you out?
No.
And how did you get out?
Don't know.
Okay.
It was almost pulled, like
Rescue.
as you were like if you were lifted out of a pool,
Yeah.
like literally that.
Yeah, no, I understand. I just don't know how
I
she
know,
would
like-
articulate it. But I think she would. She
And I
wouldn't.
convey it's a nightmare for me as well.
Yeah, I bet.
Felt rescued, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good reply. I think something lifted me out.
What lifted you?
I don't know.
Your love.
We don't know that.
I just
We
don't
know
know.
nothing.
It was just me and her. And she is not good.
Like, what does
We need-
Serendipity think of all this banter that's
Yeah.
going on? Because obviously he's like, it was me and her,
Felt like a dark.
and he has been smacked across the room by a box.
Right. So, what you did with the gun? Did the box do it to you? Is that the same thing? What did we do in pool and throw it about?
Honestly, Miss Jones, I don't know.
Yeah.
There. Do you know what? That box either flung me or the tiny woman in that box threw me. and,
Oh my, contain yourself, please. There are peeing.
and I don't know which sounds worse. Because I didn't jump. We agree on that.
He was pushed.
Something about this box doesn't like me and doesn't want me around it anymore. And it got rid of me with force.
You can play like Drink Along, we'll build it in at some point, viewers at home.
For the day.
All I know, you were taken out, rescued or whatever. It promised you the world.
Probably.
Like, what is that? Like, how would An Daar convey what it did for him?
I would say it was. Everything I think
I
it
was
just
gonna say, like,
sounds
keep in mind it's
insane.
important what An Daar says to Ren.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Given what the box wants An Daar to say to Ren. Also, while you're thinking that up, like, so think of, like, keep in mind everything I've said to you that you've experienced from this box. As you scan this, there was nothing, like, literally you got no readings until he was surged back,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just, like, the air pressure and everything, like, it was everything that changed, that would change by a blast of force smacking someone back. That's what happened. There was nothing, it was just him being smacked back. You got no readings of any kind beyond what would naturally be picked up by your displacement or whatever.
Okay.
Which I don't even think you've got anything that picks that up, but I'm happy for you to have picked that up. But that's it. Like, the box is a metal box, it's it. And they all close their eyes, and 15 seconds later, one gets smacked away. And the other two, oh. That's all that happened for you, for your benefit. So scientifically speaking, homeopathy is alright.
Yeah.
You certainly remember your golden light. So An Daar?
Still thinking on them.
It's tough because this is pretty deep shit that we're all doing, and our game on the fly is in.
I know it's weird because mine was very undeep. It was
Yeah.
just you don't get this, and I was like, fine.
You were very cut and dry with it though, like you were very clear with what you wanted,
Mm-hmm.
and she was very clear with what she wanted.
I'm very happy with that, by the way.
Yeah.
That was great.
I thought you would be. I thought you really would be.
I mean, at the start of it, would obviously I felt empowered, because obviously
I think for the whole thing as well, like, I mean, at no point was there any form of, like, weakness or
I'm
fear.
empowered
or-
but worried about, well, obviously.
Well, obviously it's told you.
Like,
It's also told you that, you know, you'll fall to the dark side if you let them get out of hand, essentially. Like,
Yeah.
also the thing in the middle is for you, not them.
yeah, but I
That's
tried
been-
that
but
before.
that's been a strong vibe since you got out of the temple.
Yeah.
The box is yours.
Because I think
The reward is yours.
I think I understand the pull somewhat better now.
You should understand a lot more now, given what you were like. It's affecting my friends, and she's always like, it's not for your friends. It's your reward.
'Cause I don't really want to say what I think has happened.
How is An Daar finishing that dialogue with him?
I said it's promised you the world. What would you reply to that? Like, just take that simply then. Do you agree that
It's also promised me the end as well.
it promised you the world if you take what the box offers?
It's true.
And it's shown you what the end will be if you let others take it.
Yeah. That.
Do you say that?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
And just go, I don't want this. I don't want this on this ship. Do you want this?
I think she would just kind of give them staying out of this look.
Penn, you're part of this.
Oh yeah, of the three that want the box, only one wants it. Like I'd say.
You can't run from your fear or your knife pen. That's me being the master type again.
Okay. So-called teacher.
Yeah. I'll get that.
Well, I'm gonna
I think-
I'm gonna meta explain what was going through my mind because I need to. That's what I said. You were rescued by someone. Someone pulled you out.
Mm-hmm.
The dark side witchy bitch has not spoken to you.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think the thing that's calling you is a good thing inside the bad box, and that is your crystal in there calling to you, saying that you need that for good things. But the bad witchy bitch
It's the box.
wants to give it to me, and then if I use it, bad things happen. Bad witchy bitch wants me. Good orange glow guy wants you. That's basically what I think is
Well,
going on.
I think there's definitely two things in there because there were two in your like
Yes.
good and evil angel devil
What I
thing
love,
dream
Naomi
nonsense.
has one additional piece of information she has not shared, and it's been since before the temple.
Oh yeah.
And I love
Oh
that.
yeah, that information. I remember that little. Oh, you can come over here. You
What?
second.
Better,
You
better,
just
better.
have you seen this?
Yeah.
I actually remember that.
So
Lay the
that
meta
may-
knowledge of
that's
upon me. What
me,
happened?
just as a small reminder for
Yeah,
you,
no, that's a good
because
point.
you weren't bringing it up. I'm like, I'll mention that.
Mhm.
That may change exactly what Emma just said.
Yeah,
It does.
it does.
Wow. What was the meta? I missed the
It's up
meta.
to Naomi if she wants to share. I gave that to her. It's her secret to share. But that was said back on.
Shall we
Tatooine.
have an all secrets out in the open session?
I
Says
like
the
it.
scientist.
I like the mystery.
That's what I'm trying to do, but everyone's being secretive.
So Stephen has given this meta explanation of what he thinks going on. So it's up to you guys how to deal with that. I mean, what if he just wants to corrupt you further to see what happens? I mean, that's a.
What if Witchy Bitch wants me? He's just trying to corrupt him. You know, like could
Well,
be a thing.
let's look at what he's doing. The box
Fairly
definitely
sure
wants
it's
you.
first one.
The box wants you, right? The witch wanted both of you, because you passed. You were her disciples. You've not really spoke to the witch, have you?
No.
She spoke to you, and that was about it. You've had quite a bit with the witch. So,
I feel like she's the emperor to my Anakin.
so you know that much, and that is fact. That's what you know has happened by interactions. Why was the witch there? Why is the witch here? You are quite a bit away from Rishi. What's in the box?
What is the box?
It's a holocron.
It's a holocron, we know that.
We covered that.
What is
the purpose
of the box?
Luminae,
Yeah.
have you decided what you want to do? With given what Emma's meta discussion was about there, going possibly two people in the box. How do you feel? I mean, you don't. I guess you don't need to.
I think there's someone living in the box. Living in the map.
She wouldn't go into details, I don't think.
The secret
I
of
get the
paying
feeling
business is really.
that's probably still really personal
making
for
her
her.
Yeah,
laugh.
it's too personal to.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay,
mention,
we won't
so-
cover that. That's fine. So, do you want to try and have a conversation like that, but in character, in some way?
That's the thing. I don't think I have enough information
Yeah,
in character to do any of that.
because you haven't spoken with dreams. Okay. Does anyone have anything specifically pressing they wanna do right now? Like, I mean, I really want to know what An Daar's about to do. Like, that's where I'm waiting.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. To be honest.
I say we open it, and we deal with.
How do you feel about him talking about opening a box that's fucked him across a room?
I have
Throwing for everyone.
I have examined all of the possibilities.
And I cannot speak Wookiee.
All secrets
The
on the table.
the only explanation for this is that some kind of skin membrane crossing hallucinogen is encapsulated within the box, along with some sort of explosive
Could I force lift?
device.
What?
Me. You dick.
Like, do you want to do it?
Yes, please.
Sure, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I will
I got your back.
hurt you.
Just about. This is the problem.
No,
I'm,
no.
I'm not going to get this.
No.
No. You just want me to.
Infinite black.
Okay. Flip it. It's gonna be hilarious. It's worth it, guys. It's worth it.
Cool. How much black are you using?
Just one.
Just one? I'm pretty sure you need to use at least two to lift something heavier.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That mean 2 destiny points.
Nope. That's
just
just to
don't-
access
oh,
the
yeah,
tool.
do
You buy access to it, and then it's that. So 2, cool. 3 conflict.
3 conflict, so that's 5 conflict.
Total.
That's fine, I done that the last time.
You did. You actually, if you
Conf.
like, what's your actual rating?
What is it again?
Like, what is
Fine.
everybody's?
I'm 59.
Here's
52.
well, 60.
So you're actually the lightest person in the party,
Because he
Aye,
keeps
he's
rolling
got-
well at the end.
but that still means he's the lightest person. He's overcoming the corruption.
By embracing it.
Well, no, he's managing it. He's like, I know what I can do. He's not going, oh, give me everything. He's going, I can do this because it's done. So I mean, he is overcoming it. He's still the lightest of the party, which I find hilarious. 'cause
I know,
it's
I'm so
working.
annoyed. You
It's
just
actually
like
literally-
one thing and you
But
feel
it's all
working.
working perfectly for me. Okay, cool. Describe what happens to sign-in.
Just mid conversation, just kind of lift him up. Just one-handed, very casual.
You're suspended.
It's entirely
Some
decided.
kind of explosive, but on the other hand, it is pivotal for a scientist to maintain an open mind to such things as the Force, especially if they can be encouraged to let her down.
And I look at Annie and go, she's had enough.
I'll put it gently.
What's the space equivalent of fist bump? Star Wars?
Fist bump
Yeah, I just...
in space.
No one calls
Weirdly
my hokey
graphic.
religion membrane hallucinations. And I just go, I look at Simon and I go, a hallucination didn't throw me against the wall. And just grab my arm again.
The box doesn't look the same.
What?
What?
It's a cube, and if you remember, he's all a D4, tetrahedron kind of shape is, and those are obviously the corners with the designs of the metal, and obviously it's silvered and black crystal. All of the corners have pivoted slightly, so they're now all kind of spiked out.
Spiky.
Can everybody see this?
Yeah, the box has shifted.
Give me your saber. Lift it.
I
Left the saber.
Lift it.
Left it.
Force lift.
Force lifting.
So you need to roll for that.
Roll.
God damn it. No, at this point, I'm still jet.
I'm sure I'm gonna do it, yeah? Cool. I was waiting on that. Look at it. Look what you've done to your destiny.
Right, just end session.
Done. One
Good
more
job, we didn't
conflict progression.
There goes all my drama. Right, so you're gonna do that, yeah? Cool. That's 2 conflict.
Okay. 7 conflict. Coming down.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. You're gonna ace this. You know you're gonna ace this.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what do you do with it?
Why did you want me to lift this, Stephen?
No, you're
not
you've
getting conflicted.
committed. You're listening to your apprentice.
That's true.
Yeah. Look what's happening to you.
Yeah,
You are
I'm
corrupting.
conflicted.
So, who's training who?
Why did you want me to lift this?
No, you've done it. You tell me how you do it. You're already done it.
Casually, as
Okay.
casual man.
Casual.
Just kind of just
It just
go.
floats.
Finger.
It just
Finger
floats.
it, just little-
Does the
Yeah.
box change?
No.
I just grab it out of there and go, just checking. When you used the force to lift her, the box changed.
So he was testing by making you lift the lightsaber as well, but then nothing changed.
I didn't want to.
Is that the only possibility that could have affected the box?
I don't know, Jhones. I just don't know. To be
Lift her again? Sorry.
Oh no, I'm gonna become like so. I can't. No, I suppose I was Infinite Dark again.
You've not tried to do anything yet.
I'll try and
You've just
recite
asked
it.
me for information you wouldn't have.
Apologies. I'll do it.
Alright.
Right.
Alright.
Gonna lift her again, yeah.
Yeah, we'll try and lift her again.
Cool.
I don't think I apologize.
Roll force.
I'm still gonna need to like. Not gonna be able
Yeah,
to do this.
so, like,
Oh my god. Yes.
So you spend the 2 to lift her.
Yes.
Cool. I'll describe it.
Same again, just casually, exact same way as the first time.
You start like whistling like a cat.
Yeah. Just like know that kind of static noise when you walk into a room and you can tell that there's an electric, like
Yes,
the
the
TV's
hum
on or something.
buzz.
It's
You
kind
should just hum that tune I taught you.
So yeah, that happens.
yeah,
No,
that's the
nothing.
kind of static, like
Oh,
anxious
box
static
not
noise.
Okay. Sign name, rabble on about your silliness again. What?
It is absolutely.
As you're still suspended.
It is not silliness.
Are you putting her down?
No, I'm just airborne and ranting. I start going on about membrane pathways and skin absorbing hallucinogens and black market trades and such, and how people might put them on precious
You
objects
started
to
to feel
protect them.
strain after like 15 to 20 minutes of her talking. Cool.
Quiet, calm down.
Take 1 point of strain for that.
What was that something?
1 point of strain. It's just, I'm going to tax you on maintaining powers for certain things within reason, because there's not really a rule of I can just hold a spatial property. That doesn't make sense.
Did you do anything different?
Law and wolf.
But in the light and the dark and the light and the dark. But the light and the dark. Because he used dark things to lift. He used the bad to lift me the first time, and then he used the good to lift me the second time. And the first time the thing happened, and the
It's
second time
actually
the thing
literally perfect what happened dice wise, but something was different. You just haven't found it out yet.
Darn!
Something was very different.
I think I know.
Fucking door puzzles.
This is distinctively not a door puzzle.
It totally is. We need something open. It's fucking door puzzles.
Do you know what? Serendipity, kick the fucking holocron.
I was gonna, but you said it all happened at the same time. I was gonna kick it.
Why done?
Totally
I
was.
figured that's
I was gonna
what you
kick it across the
I was
fucking
like,
room.
that
Exactly
happens too
that.
quickly. I don't know if you do it.
You
Now,
don't
if that's
know.
what Serendipity would do, but that's like this is all played out exactly as I'm enjoying it too.
Second time we've done it.
It's not the point.
So we all just kind of sat here looking at it for a bit.
Well, it's different now.
I'm gonna prod it with the butter knife.
Yeah?
I prod it with the butter knife.
You do? Clank, clank. Is it?
I prod it again. Clink, clink, clink. More insistently.
This gets annoying all the time for everyone.
I think I'm low stress.
Clink, clink.
I grab your wrist, say stop it right.
What was it?
I moved her hand out of the way and said stop it right.
And I stop her and go, cyanide.
Hooray, buddies.
That is your captain, though.
Although I do not say a buddies. Probably not.
Very insane.
So,
Cyanide's lexicon.
Why did this box open?
Would a mallet work?
would a mallet
Would a mallet work?
Everybody got a
I
mallet.
can't believe we didn't try that.
Guys, there are tools around.
There's also neighbours.
I don't
Yeah,
think it's a good
yeah,
idea to.
Yeah, it's getting a bit late, so we can keep playing, but just keep it down a bit.
So there are tools around in the ship. You just need to count
Oh,
them.
I don't know how much longer we,
actually.
You have tools.
yeah, do I still have them? I don't know how much longer we can play. Like,
You didn't lose them.
Like I said earlier though,
Oh yeah.
Don't worry,
we're a little bit before, so which I did say that.
yeah,
Like,
no.
I can watch
So
it. I don't know if
tell
it's
them.
back.
Yeah. Yeah, well, tell everybody that what I says to Ren.
Stop swinging.
I can't stop it. That we're not going to be able to force this on. Most, from my own experience, most of the time you need to meditate on them. But, well, I didn't meditate to do that.
You used the force.
I used the force. Nah.
Do it again.
What's up? What was happening?
I want to force you to move it.
Okay.
I spend them.
You can't.
Oh, you.
You cannot access
just thought
the
we-
dark side.
Well, that's good. That's good.
So you basically go to do it, and obviously for whatever reason you don't access the force. Like that's more of a. I feel that's more of a choice because you physically cannot corrupt yourself to access it because of that. So you go to do it, and then you maybe think every time I've used the force in this box has never worked out. So you don't. Which is a shame. It's really gutting there's not one left because I know exactly what would happen. So you see him go to use the force, then he stops himself. What do you do? Come on, An Daar. let's finish this on a good note. Session 10!
Session 10.
He says quiet.
Lift the box.
Yeah, I'll try and lift up the box. I'll
Actually,
try
I
and
was in,
touch
as
the
in
box.
character.
I mean, like physically? Or like with the force?
Physically.
No.
Andar, what does Andar want to do? Does he want to go pick
I'm
up the
going
box?
to lift it up with one hand physically because I've actually realised that I'm not actually touched the fucking box like, since
In quite a
day
while.
one. Like,
Yeah.
what would I feel when I touched the box?
All your strain's gone. Through your head. So that strain's gone. Cool. The orange glow isn't as blinding for you anymore. Like it wasn't, hence how you could see that, the fact that it changed and stuff. Like it's not overpowering like it was before. It's now just still very visibly bright orange through the black crystal walls and the kind of the metal corners and stuff that have all twisted open now. Like it almost looks like lights coming out of the twisted corners that have obviously moved on the thing. And it's yours, you've got it. Like it's all you need to do is, you know, you just need to get in there and get what's inside.
Yeah, so I'll try and I'll try and reforce move on it.
I tell him, like, because obviously I went lift it and then he lifted it, and I'm like, use the force on it,
Yeah.
because I can't. Like, anytime I'm just like, anytime I try and use the force upon this box, it just repels me.
Okay. Are you gonna?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was just actually just maybe try it.
Cool. You have infinite dark to use.
Okay.
How much do you want to use?
I can't use it. One.
He can't. Oh, can he use it?
He has infinite dark to use.
Oh, right, okay.
One.
Yeah. Cool.
That's not
Times by how many?
7.
Yep. So take 7 conflict. That's 14.
There's 14 conflicts. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need going up. So
That's fine.
as you go to push in with the force, because you're going to lift it, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you send, like, you know, you channel whatever you're doing. The box shifts incredibly quick. You don't see this. Everybody else sees this thing, like almost as fast as Mystique moves. Levels of shifting and changing and twisting and whatnot. Andar's hand grips it incredibly tightly. It doesn't lift. Andar passes out and falls over, and we're done. So let's wrap up with experience.
Hey.
I'm so pleased we're back, guys. It's been incredibly fun. There's so much dialogue. Lots of writing. Don't touch that.
No, I'm just seeing how long we're at.
And
100
we'll
hours?
deal with it in a second.
It isn't sure.
So you know you don't get 5 XP for free anymore. Work for it.
5
Tell me.
XP for Stephen not giving in to crazy lady witch bitch.
Can you grab a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark it down.
Thank you.
Right, we're at 5.
Mark it down live as well if you want to.
Which bitch? Oh wait, where's my notes?
What bitch?
In fact, somebody just want to make a note, like Emma, you've got nice handwriting. Can you just track the XP for this, and then I can, because I quite like to track why you get it now, because it's all on you guys now.
Session 10, yes.
Yeah, we've got Emma tracking it as well, but you can track it as well if you want. It won't hurt having people.
I think Nico's approach to fighting what I call Darth Legion, the Inquisitor.
I'm so glad it's catching
Yeah,
on.
the way he stepped back and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Cool.
was good.
So like almost like centered himself in a way and then went for it,
Yeah.
but not in anger,
Yeah.
just in skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a 5 for that. Any
Happened.
thoughts, Ms. Jones? What did you really think of session 10 out of interest?
I thought it was good.
5
I mean,
XP for session 10.
I've already given myself plenty.
I feel
The
quite
Inquisitor's
bad
better now.
because obviously you weren't as involved in that one, and I like.
Don't worry, she's gonna have like a bounty hunting week.
Yeah,
Don't worry, she'll be
I know, because I was very much like, we need to focus on the box, and I'm sorry YouTube, but this is our thing, this is our box. So I felt like, and I was in character, that was me saying, this is our thing, you know. But yeah, I felt bad for that, so I apologise.
I am probably going to be quite, like I will.
I'm basically like, Serendipity will tell me when Serendipity wants to do stuff, and I'm happy with that. because that's the exact character Serendipity is
Mhm.
in my head, where it's when I have plot that I will want to bring in you're at a place where your past is a problem here, or there's a thing that you will definitely like here, I'll tell Serendipity that stuck on a spaceship isn't going to be that place, especially since it was I've left a mission to pick up you guys and then we're going on. Whereas for for you two specifically, obviously for Emma this was a big catch-up session, so it was a bit different because she missed a few.
Let's just summarise the session, actually. So, we've all got to bed. We had our dreams that no one talked about.
Probably for the best.
Yeah. We checked.
Well, yours kind of nullified itself now, hasn't it?
I checked on each other, on people. You made breakfast. We went to the cockpit. I gave breakfast and you had your nice wee conversation.
Settled things with
Yeah. I thought that was quite good. I think
5
really-
XP for settling VJ, as much as I hate him.
Again, though, like, what is the XP for? Like, tell me what. Like, obviously, you just described for selling a DJ.
I like.
Fully up to
Like, again,
thinking.
tell me what did Serendipity that made that worth 5 XP for you? Do you see what I mean? Like, you guys have RP'd a lot. I'm not saying Serendipity didn't. That's what the reasons I want. Because I RP'd it in that. I mean, you see what I mean? Like, for things that I get used with, you aren't getting stuff for. I'm not going to walk you by the hand and go, you get 5 XP for that. It'll be you chose to say defy her. That's on you. They liked that, that's 5 XP. Because I never said, she takes you by the hand and steals your lightsaber from you and goes, naughty, naughty boy, have it back, be better. That's me taking you by the hand. You don't get points for that. You're told what happens. When you do something to impact or change things, you will get it. That's what I want you to tell me.
I liked that even for just his character, he changed the what do you call it? The relationship between EJ and one of the crew members, because he was very away from us all, but she took the step and was like, "Look, I'm sorry for our crew. We'll keep it separate."
It's almost like she took responsibility
Yeah.
Probably the first
for
time
the crew.
Captain.
like probably considered himself a part of the crew as well, a part of our crew, like, as well.
Because whenever
See, I say that's worth 5 XP.
whenever Serendipity, she didn't say, like, "I'll keep the rest of them away." You said, "I'll tell the rest of the crew." When you were talking to EJ, as if it's his ship and we're the crew on the ship just now. And I liked that's what I liked.
Yeah, I'd say that's worth it. Can you see what I'm looking for when this? Because there's maybe a session where you guys do incredibly well, where everything's worth loads and you just go explode. But that's on you to make that happen.
Yeah.
I will put the pieces in. You just play with them.
I know. I think we should start taking
Oh,
write
no.
down whenever we've done something we think is good. Because
I don't mind if you want to take notes as well. I don't mind if we need to, because obviously I'm happy to stop mid points in game. I don't mind
because I
don't think
knew
it
that
affects us.
there was something about that interaction I really liked, but then I was like trying to
And
remember
when
the
you think
words.
about it, you
Yeah.
go, "That's how it played out." Yeah.
Yeah, so,
5 XP for droid abuse.
to be honest, I really liked the use of the Force subtly but impactfully, and on two separate. I know it was technically just using her power, but I like how much it said in such a little action.
What about Luminae? What's your thoughts?
On
XP game?
SP.
Like you tell. Like, what do you think? What do you like?
Well, like I said, I like the bit with Nico centering himself. I'm trying to think, because the bit with my character that I like the most isn't necessarily XP worthy,
Just say
but
what it is.
deciding in the tar to stay was,
That was
about
actually-
her reclaiming what the character was always going to be before
Yeah.
she got freaked out. So it's her reclaiming herself.
I can
Yeah.
like I
It's
was
also
so
kind of keeping yourself almost in danger as well to a degree, like from a self-preservation point of view. Yeah, you can have 5 for that.
yeah, like
Yeah,
I'll be honest, I was so focused on what was going between us two that I forgot and stayed.
But that's kind of good because that's what Ren's focused on. Emma, what's your thoughts? Like, tell us your.
Cyanine, providing just inane chatter.
Encouraging
Inane cyanine chatter.
I like the counting the seconds. I know that was good.
That was very, very good.
I just really like how after obviously the last session's really good, back and forth
This was better, by the way, guys. I think this session was better.
argument, is that this session we went everything we did we shouldn't have done, but in like a we need to fix this, and then everyone just kind of went cards on the table to a degree.
But
Some of
them
us.
the dreams.
Because because I think because my dream was just, it feels like a dream I would have had out of fear, that I as Ren would have been like, oh, another dream, because I can have visions, but I've never had forced dreams.
Yeah.
So I'm just, it's a dream. But no, that was good for us all sitting around a table.
Yeah. It's why I like sitting around the table more, because you're more engaged. You're also more aware when you're talking over each other because it's so much louder. You look like you're going to say something there, Gib.
It's not really a thing that's going to come up yet, but the acquiring access to EJ's wardrobe. So we've got disguises in the future.
Oh yeah, no, that
Yes,
was really good. But that will come on.
Can someone add in, like, can you just make a note of things that I need to remember? In the sense that EJ's wardrobe.
DJ's
That
wardrobe.
was a spectacular idea.
Yeah,
couldn't
I just,
remember to clean
it
it out.
threw me. I was like,
That's why it was spectacular.
Oh,
sure.
the other thing, like for next one, is we might want to see if he has a collection of prisoner items, like from anyone that he has kept in his cells. Because if there's stuff that doesn't fit people, he might have some old Twi'lek stuff that's lying around.
I mean, he also is kind of flush with 50 grand, so I mean, I'm not shocked.
Where did you get that?
I know, because I think the only person he told was you. And he's like, my friend, I have 50 grand up. That was the conversation
I
we had when
forgot.
you hugged, and he passed you down, of course. Are we, anything else? Any final thoughts before we?
I think that's quite a good amount for what we did as well, because I think the rest of it was just kind of grown from those moments.
Yeah.
So.
Next session, I'm going to ask where Thalia is, because I've been meaning for the last 2 sessions to ask that. But
A
it's
lot
never
has-
quite
a lot
got to
has
that point. Yeah.
Thanks for playing.
Thank you.
Hey, good team.
Conflict again.
Up roll.
Oh yeah, let's actually find it. Like, let's just maybe like do that first. You roll a d10.
So I'm at least taking 4.
I didn't bring any of my d10s.
Does
Does
anyone
anyone
got
have I've got one.
Make sure I never set a drink behind you.
Did I have a D10?
They are not the heaviest of chairs.
Did I have a D10?
He's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have my dice here.
Do I need conflict?
I was going to bring my normal dice, and then I was like, we don't need.
I'll
normal
tell you
dice.
when you take conflict, you don't really need to do it. I will make you take conflict, and you can try and resolve it, so they can adjust your moral scores.
Press
But,
Oh, as I say, hold on, did I not get conflict? But yeah, I reckon use the first.
You just press the D10 button to roll D10.
Also, I love how we all went full dark Destiny for this D10.
You could have had so much fun.
But all I can see is that was us calling on the light a lot.
What'd you get? I think
No,
I
actually,
rolled
that
it
was just
twice.
corrupting the light, Stephen.
I think I got 2.
So,
I'd already pressed it for the 2.
Wait, what? Say it again, sorry.
It's just
I pressed it to
It
see
came
how
out
it
one
worked.
one d10.
I think
Oh,
I have a
you got-
D10. Do you want to roll an actual D10?
Yeah.
As I say, you did
Yeah.
get a 1.
Yeah. Let me roll a real D10. I don't trust computer programs. I've got the lucky roll.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you're rolling an
82.
actual D10.
I'll bring my dice through so they're here next week if they're playing.
I normally carry them on me, it's just because I know I don't need them specifically for this
Yasmin
one.
went to fling out all her RPG dice, so again I saved them. And there's like extra dice.
Throwing it at RPG dice.
Right.
Fucking give me the RPG dice. Well, that's a lot better than 10.
Yeah,
A 1, sorry.
So you're adjusting down the way 5.
Yeah, right, so that's 55.
Yeah!
I'm still the dark side guy.
And I'm still the light king.
Right, north of 30 is
Oh.
fine. North of 30
King
is
of the
fine.
light.
When is it like I get leveled up? Is it like 60 or 70?
When do we get our wings?
71.
I'm down there.
Never.
I kind of might
So
explain
we
the
were
middle
getting
anyway.
20 experience,
You tell me what's the total.
Yeah.
20.
I'll leave
Unless we
yeah,
get it
yeah.
for costume.
No, it's 20. Everything's 20. It's already here. It was
No, I've got 2 4
Ren not given to the witch, Annie fighting Composure versus the Inquisitor, Serendipity building bridges with EJ, in total 35, Penn facing fears and remaining in the pressure is 5. So session 10 got 20, which I think is pretty decent. And,
20 with the 5
and
guys.
you adjusted your conflict, your score is now 55.
Yes.
Cool, and we're done.
Goodbye,
everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
I like how the first thing you said about this session, like when we were talking, is